have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Roger roll, Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cutting the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And this week we're talking about the island of Gavdos, which is the island of the Immortals. We'll get on to that.
The island of the Immortals.
The Immortals.
Okay.
I don't think they fight with swords though.
Huh. Do they live forever?
They claim.
They want to.
Alright, let's get, because I know absolutely nothing about this and I've never heard of it, so this is going to be fun. You can inform me.
I'm sure I will.
The island of Immortals.
Let's say hello to some new and returning listeners, and then we'll crack on with the weird news, and then we'll get to the main cut and thrust of today's topic. So, let's see, where shall I start? Dallas in Texas, Kansas City, Missouri, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, wow. Glasgow, United Kingdom, Spruce Grove, Canada, San Francisco, California, Wolverhampton, Toronto, Canada, Mentis in Lithuania, hello, I've seen you before, Oakland, California, Roselle in Australia, hope them fires are out, Newcastle, Australia, Telford, United Kingdom, Mountain View, California, that's a new one, Deltona, Florida, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Clifton, New Jersey, Little Rock, Arkansas, and still top, Shady Nasty.
Shady Nasty.
New York. Well done. A lot of new ones in there.
Hello.
Indeed. Hello to you.
Weird news.
Weird news. So this will take about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll crack on with it. So,
let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
I saw Trump riding golden horse alongside Jesus during Armageddon.
Of course you did.
Of course you did.
And that is why I'm never taking mushrooms again.
The world seems to have breathed a sigh of relief as America and Iran have pulled back from the brink of war. On Wednesday morning, President Donald Trump gave another rambling, slurred speech where he talked about making
drugs
peace
are
with
wearing
the
off.
country, whom he recently threatened to attack. However, fundamentalist Christians, who are among Trump's staunchest supporters, seem to be encouraging Trump's warmongering. Many of them, such as Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, believe these are the end of days and Trump will lead us into an apocalyptic war with Islam. Why would you want an apocalyptic war?
Well, we know why, because these daft pricks think that if they die, they'll fucking ascend up to the one, don't they?
Well, I think Jesus will come back.
Yeah, but he's not going to be the one fighting it, is he? He's going to be in the fucking presidential bunker with Trumpy boy.
Of course he is.
He ain't going to be the one fighting the nuclear fires, is he?
That's why he wants it. He don't care.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck 'em.
Both Mike
Doesn't
Pompeo...
mean so contradictory, isn't it? Love thy neighbour. Fucking war!
Both Mike Pompeo and Mike Pence, a lot of fucking Mikes being dickheads here.
What are you trying to say?
You're a dick. That's literally what he's trying to say.
People
Ben,
call
that's
Mike,
not very nice.
People call Mike are clearly dickheads.
Ben Solo murdered his father.
Yeah.
There you go.
And millions of innocents, I think.
No, you know. They've pushed Trump towards aggressive action towards Iran, believing there's a battle between good and evil that will end in the rapture. A key belief of the evangelical Christian extremists is the establishment of a greater Israel before the end of days. According to spiritual shyster and Trump advisor Paula White, Trump will have a role in the final battle. Yeah, his bum spurs will be alright then, will they? And I'm going to quote her. God came to me last night and showed me a vision of Trump riding alongside Jesus on a horse made of gold and jewels.
Because that's what Jesus was into, wasn't it?
This woman advises him, what on? Which drugs to take?
This means he will play a critical role in Armageddon as the United States stands alongside Israel in the battle against Islam.
I mean, it's frightening. I mean, this person advises the president.
And she thinks Armageddon.
Yeah.
He will play a key role in Armageddon. He'll start the cunting thing,
Yeah.
you daft bitch.
Then hide in the bunker. That's all over.
Stop telling him he's going to win on a golden horse, you fucking mad cow.
It's all to appeal to his ego as well, though, isn't it?
Of course it is.
I mean,
Of course it is. That's like a tailor-made fact. That he popped such
He
a
doesn't
fucking
believe he's
little
probably a fucking
tiny.
atheist.
He's got a little quavered dick, and it fucking straightened out when she told him that. A golden horse.
On Jules, eh? Yeah.
I lead the resistance. Tell me more about this god. Oh, fuck him. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Well, we're living in clown world.
mad, isn't it?
Whoever's in control of the simulations had a bit of a laugh the last few years. They've just discovered weed.
Thing is, though, this is exactly what ISIS are telling their fucking recruits, you know what I mean?
This is true, yeah.
But the opposite side.
Yeah. Hey.
We're going to destroy the evil Americans, the Satanists, in Armageddon.
Yeah.
Well, this is all very cynical, isn't it? To be serious, if I may be serious for a moment.
It's the first time fucking
It's
ever you
literally-
have been.
they're very, quite obviously and cynically appealing to what they literally just said in the article, a mass group of voters who are very easy to appeal to because they're all fucking mentally religious.
Yes.
Mentally fucking God-fearing religious people, to the point where all this fucking idiot has to say, Mr. Trump, is like, God, you know, a few goddy things. And they're like, fucking hell, he's a God-fearing man. And it's a cynical ploy at appealing to those people to keep them in power.
There's nothing wrong with being religious. These are fundamentalist religious people.
Yeah. But they're voters. That's all they give a fuck about.
And their man is in the White House.
Yeah.
So they can say this shit. And people...
But he's not their man. He's cynically just realised, there's a group I can definitely, easily, even me, fucknuts, can appeal
They
to.
they
No matter what I
a
do.
million votes from.
No matter what, exactly. I don't need to appeal to anyone else. Doesn't matter what the hipsters in Los Angeles fucking think, and the Democrats in Washington. Fuck them. I got the big bit in the middle, and it's easy. You can be as big as a cunt as you want, and as long as you say some God stuff at the end, it's fucking ace. America.
I have a theory that Trump is like, you know, when they preach the Antichrist, right? He's like, oh yeah, this is the rapture, and everything's going to shit, and in 7 years the Antichrist will rise to power, but it'll come across as like a false godly man. These are the people that preach that.
I know.
Now I can't see any more false godly man in power than Trump.
They can't even see their own hypocrisies.
That's it. It's like he's, by all definitions of your evangelical faith, he's the fucking Antichrist.
He even
But
said-
he's convinced you all that he is actually the fucking chosen one.
He's even bragged that he's like Jesus, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's-
Yeah, John Lennon did that and got slated for it.
No, he didn't say. He just said he was better than,
Oh.
bigger than Jesus.
But he's a pretty bad guitarist.
He's like, we're bigger than Jesus, which they were. Trump, did you see this article going around? This is just a little insight to his cuntiness, how much of a cunt he is. Remember this magazine called Spy Magazine? We've read stuff from it before because they're the ones who published the story from inside Bohemian Grove. Remember,
Yeah.
we read it out
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that
yeah.
episode. That magazine, they did this amazing feature. I can't remember if it was in the 80s or the 90s. It was either 80s or 90s. What they did was they kept sending unsigned checks for ever decreasing, like randomly small amounts of money
Okay.
to celebrities to see who would keep cashing them in and at what point they would stop. And there were two people who carried on until it got to as low as 17 cents.
Wow.
Fuck.
Not $17, 17
They're greedy
cents.
cunts, aren't
Two
they?
people, Donald Trump and some arms dealer whose name I can't remember. They're the only two, and he would have been an incredibly rich man, either in the 80s or 90s,
Yeah.
Well,
wouldn't he?
no, he was bankrupt a couple of times, wasn't he?
Cashing checks for 17 cents.
His companies are bankrupt. I don't think he was bankrupt. was
Yeah, I don't think he's ever had to, can I borrow $10?
he?
Yeah.
He got a small loan off his dad, didn't he? £1 million, $1 million.
A small loan
To go with his small hands.
and small penis.
Quaver dick.
Magnificent hair.
If you're an American listening to this and you don't know what a quaver is, just Google quavers Right now, you'll see the shape of them, and you'll be like, yeah, I do imagine that Trump's dick looks
And
like
they're orange!
Exactly, that's what I mean. They look that's exactly how Trump's dick would look, a fucking quaver.
I thought it was like an oily mushroom, according to Stormy Daniels.
Well, she would know.
Said it was like a small mushroom, wasn't it? Like a little one of those...
God. I know. I get it. You haven't got to
He's got to think
explain.
about it.
It's okay, Mike. You mushroom dick. That's fine.
All right.
Just because your penis is another dimension, don't even be jealous of mushroom dick. Also, stop people called Mike getting into positions of power. Can't be a coincidence. Mike, you'll never have this seat that I'm on.
Well,
I don't want it.
now I'm looking at the picture.
I don't want power. Power corrupts.
One thing I'll say about this Paula White, she may be absolutely mental and evil and cynical and have no soul or decency, but
you chag her.
she's pretty fit.
I
can see why he keeps her around.
Well, you know exactly why he keeps her, the ego boost, and she's an attractive woman, but nonetheless, she doesn't believe any of that.
No.
And the thing is, who in the fucking... The White House, it should be the most fucking educated people in the country around the president, and she's rocking up saying, Donald, I had a vision from God the other night, and you must be stood there going, oh my... Imagine you're the fucking commander of the army, and you're stood there going, look, we don't want to go around. It's got lots of cats. And she turns up and goes, hey, saw you on a golden horse riding alongside Jesus, Donald. And he's like, missile striker ram. You know, I mean, come
but
on.
Donald doesn't...
You must have your head in your fucking hands.
He doesn't have the self-awareness to appoint people good for the position.
Yeah, but staffers, you
He just
think.
wants people who are going to lick his arse.
Yeah, I suppose
And his
so.
mushroom.
Mushroom dick. Let's move on then.
Donald, where's your penis?
What's next then?
Man requests trial by combat in divorce, wants to forge his own swords.
I like it.
He asked the court to give him 12 weeks to prepare his weapon for battle with his ex-wife and her attorney.
2-on-1, fair play.
No, he's I read it down, but he basically, the attorney would represent her on the field of combat.
Oh, okay.
In a bizarre filing, a Kansas man has asked an Iowa court to honour his request for trial by combat in a custody hearing with his ex-wife. The 40-year-old man, David Ostrom, wants to meet his ex-wife and her attorney, quote, on the field of battle where I will rend their souls from their corporal bodies.
Woo! That's brave, writing to a court telling them you plan to murder your ex-wife and her attorney. And asking for permission.
He claims his ex-wife Bridget Ostrom has destroyed him legally. David has asked the court to give him 12 weeks to prepare his weapon for the battle. He says that he plans to forge his own katana and wakizashi swords.
Ooh.
David claimed in the court filing that this is not technically illegal to request a trial by combat and that it was legally evoked as recently as 1818 in British court.
Oh, does that mean that we can still challenge people then?
I guess.
To this day, trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in the United States. The court filing reads, according to the Des Moines Register.
Des Moines.
Des Moines?
Yeah. See, I know a thing.
That's French. It appears that the true target of David's frustrations is actually his ex-wife's attorney, Matthew Hudson of Harlan. I think I've met Mr. Hudson's absurdity with my own absurdity, David explained. David also suggested that his ex-wife can choose her attorney as a champion, which means that he would stand in and fight for her.
What if she decides to choose a champion fencer? Like, not
Against
a guy
the
who puts up a
broadsword,
fence.
he's just going to take his head off.
No, because they don't just use the foil in fencing. They have different grades of swords.
Take your nose off, one of your ears, and the other
Yeah.
one. It's just a flesh wound.
You know, femoral artery's gone, thumb's gone, there's blood pissing out of him.
I'd just rush him, plunge it deep into his chest cavity, and lift him off the ground as he slides down to the hilt, and I look him in his eye as his last throes of shit.
As he shits himself.
Yeah, he will. Because I've just ripped through his bowels and up through his
Oh
heart.
God, there's
and out
guts
his back.
and shit spilling
Yeah,
into your
I'm loving
feet.
it.
You're gonna have to wear Wellingtons.
No, I'm loving it. I spit it back in his wife's face as I leave the battlefield. Oh, my ex-wife's face, sorry. I'm just putting myself in this, if it was me.
Yeah.
That's how this guy wants it to go in his head. That he's literally going to decapitate.
Actually, he says he doesn't have to end in death. They can
tap out.
cry craven or give up.
Uncle.
Yeah. He says craven.
Why
cry
not just
craven.
tap? Wrestling would be a lot shitter if they Craven!
Yeah.
He cravened out! He cravened out! Oh my god! Is he gonna craven? Is he gonna craven?
When you're stone cold, you just pass out.
Rope break, yeah, like an absolute badass. The making of a king, that was.
Yeah.
Didn't tap, just passed out in blood and pain. And there's
He
so
was
much
bleeding
blood.
a lot.
Yeah, there's so much blood that when they show it now, because of their PG now, they show it in black and white.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking gory as shit. They were literally cutting their own heads open with razor blades while their hearts were beating incredibly fast. And they would take aspirin on purpose before a match to thin their blood slightly, to cause a gusher, as they would call it in the trade.
Yeah.
Fucking psychopaths, the lot of them. I love them.
Fuck.
Anyway, let's not go down a wrestling tangent. We did that last time. And we nearly lost Mike. He was just staring at the wall like he wanted to die.
Nothing new.
That's where he spends most of his days.
Gets me through the day.
Staring at a wall wishing you were dead.
Hello, wall.
We meet again.
My old friend. Well, did they grant his request? Sorry.
It's
No,
just
we don't know.
Oh, okay.
He isn't hopeful.
Well, we'll try and keep up with that story.
Yeah.
Any updates? Because I'd like to know what happens. I can imagine what's going to happen. He's just going to say, "Fuck off, you loon," isn't he?
yeah.
You owe her 50 grand. Pay it or give me your house. Put your sword down. Right. Oh shit. And finally, ABC wanted to shrink Robin's penis, told Batman star Burt Ward to take pills. Wow, is this a rumour that Burt Ward started?
Probably.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, baby.
So I watched a lot of Batman. I never noticed Robin's giant fucking schlong.
He does this. He used to stuff Adam West.
Well, maybe now that he's mentioned it, if I watch it back, I might like maybe it's one of them things until it's pointed out you don't see it, and then once it's pointed out, it's all you can see. I don't want
And he
that.
shagged anything that moved, didn't he, Burt Ward?
Apparently they were both there. There were a lot of orgies. It was the 60s, man. Fucking hell, they were
Yeah,
making
Batman and
TV
Robin.
shows,
No,
exactly.
Robin. Imagine them two turning up to your mansion
Yeah.
party in a
In
Batmobile.
costume as well,
costume.
probably. High as fuck.
But he
Yeah.
says he didn't do the drugs.
Oh, okay. I know fucking... Okay, anyway, right. Batman TV series star Burt Ward was advised to take pills to shrink his penis.
Who's going to take that up?
You're not paying me that much, you fuckers.
I know, yeah.
You can find another Robin. ABC was reportedly nervous about his bulge and wanted him to do something about it, according to Ward. Fucking told you. The Robin actor received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame from Kevin Smith over the weekend, which he called, quote, an amazing experience. Ward starred on the hit series from 1966 to 1968 alongside Adam West. The dynamic duo are largely responsible for introducing the Dark Knight to the world. Although Adam West says, I was the Bright Knight. Because he was funny. When one thinks of the original Batman TV series, bulges aren't exactly the first thing that comes to mind. The campy 60s show was more about solving mysteries and showcasing villains every week while going off to become completely absurd. However, ABC was having trouble with Robin's bulge. They thought that Robin had a very large bulge for television, Burt Ward says, before admitting that Adam West apparently had the opposite problem. With Adam, they put Turkish towels in his undershorts, he explained. That is so... Because Adam West is
dead now.
Yeah, you fucking twat. That's
Yeah.
not true. Like today, there was a pill for everything, including the shrinking of one's penis. ABC sent Burt Ward to see a doctor who prescribed a medication to shrink me up, he recalls. But... I hate that I'm reading this. Bert started to take the pills and then thought better of the situation. I took them for 3 days and then I decided that they could probably keep me from having children, Ward said. I stopped doing that and just used my cape to cut... Well, you didn't wear your cape backwards. What are you on about? Whatever the case may be, There's going to be a lot of Batman fans watching the series with a new set of eyes from here on out. Do you want me to go further? Or
No, that's pretty much
We've
it.
got the gist.
Yeah, although weirdly, he says he hasn't made any money from that TV show.
Well, I bet he's made money from appearances and stuff, though. He'll be
Oh, yeah.
alright. You know I'm going to have to Google Robin's bulge now, don't you?
I knew it. I knew it.
Judge it for myself.
Right.
Should we call a quick break?
Yeah, so I can look at Robin's cock.
And those are words will never again be uttered live on anything. Excuse me, take a break while I just look at Robin's cock.
I must point out that it's the original Robin, you know, it's not one of the underage ones from the comics, like. It's this specific Robin.
How old is Bertwood supposed to be in the show?
That's a very good point.
Because if you're a 20-something-year-old man, you wouldn't want to be Robin, would you?
Oh well.
And he is called the Boy Wonder.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
He had a fucking baby's arm in his
Well,
pants.
why can't you be the Boy Wonder and still be fucking have a swan's neck between your legs? Why not?
His balls are as big as Robin's.
It looks like you've got two Robins in your pants, mate.
Cock Robin.
Cock Robin.
When the red Robin comes above Bob in the lawn, shoot the bastard. Yeah.
All right, well, let's call that break.
Yes. So, Robin's cock. It is. I've looked. I zoomed in. I studied. You know, it's not a small penis, like a tiny teeny, but it's not like, you know, the anaconda that he was making it out to be.
Yeah.
And like we said off Mike, me and Mike, taking that little shot at Adam West, now he's passed on, I will never respect Burt Ward in the same way again. And I hope he dies soon.
Wow. Bit harsh, isn't it?
No. No, it's not. So
Oh, well.
yeah, let's do the subject.
Yeah.
Sorry
Gavdos,
to
the
bring
island of
you
the
all down,
Immortals.
but fuck him.
So Gavdos is the southernmost Greek island, located to the south of its much larger neighbour Crete. It's the most southern tip of Europe. It's home to a community of Russian expats with a strange concept.
I have one question before we start. Is this now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the past, okay.
Since 1997 they arrived.
And the island's actually real.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about some. Okay, we're setting a Monday. The island's real, and
Yep.
some Russians went there.
Yeah.
So there's nobody living on it.
Survivors of
people live on
Chernobyl.
Wow.
Nonetheless.
Now you've got my interest.
Yeah.
Well, you had my interest anyway, but
People live on it.
Yeah, there's Greeks as well.
Yeah.
so there's
It's
people
not,
already there.
massively populated. It's pretty
Right.
sparsely populated, but yeah, pretty rural community. Haven't really got. I think they only have electricity so many hours per day.
Why?
It's just really remote. It's the southernmost tip of Europe.
A lot of them will still be using antiquated sort of like.
Generators
Yeah.
and things like that for power.
Okay, so it's not civilized like then. I can't go there and like have a McDonald's and
No.
No.
an Airbnb and
No,
Wi-Fi.
definitely not. Probably the Wi-Fi.
Maybe
okay.
at the airport or something.
Oh, they've got an airport.
I imagine they've got an airport. I don't
don't
know.
know.
You have
You
to
just
get there
travel
by
there.
boat.
Or maybe you have to get there by boat. I don't know actually.
So, let's go to the island. Now, in a darkened outhouse, a bearded Russian scientist addresses a nervous congregation. He says, and this is a quote, "There won't be any new generations. We won't permit the birth of people who are mortals. They are not needed." Smoking a roll-up and wearing a tattered windbreaker, he looks little more than a vagrant. He's actually a highly intelligent member of what can only be described as an immortality commune, one formed on the island by 7 Russian scientists who moved there more than 15 years ago.
And they claim that the energy from the island has healed their radiation sickness from Chernobyl.
Has anyone looked into this scientifically to see if it's...
I don't think so, but the fact that they're still alive.
Stage
Okay.
4 cancer, some of them had. In fact, the movement, he survived a fierce dose of radiation at the plant. So he
Okay,
was
what-
there when it happened.
What gave them the idea to go to this? Did
Well,
just-
they consider Greece to be the birthplace and coexistence between immortals and mortals. The old gods
Did
of
some of this
Greek mythology.
radiation creep into the old brain a little bit? What were they thinking about that shit for? Shouldn't they be
And they
thinking
thought
about
that if they move there,
become immortal?
they want to become
They've
immortal.
been reading comic books.
They're really clever people. There's like,
psychoanalysts, there's rocket engineers. Some of them work for the Russian version of NASA.
Does it mean they can't get mentally ill?
It's very true.
a philosopher. There's a psychologist.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not being
Electrical
cynical about
engineer.
Nuclear physicist.
I do think there's genuinely some truth to the fact that cancer can be treated through natural means, and it's a big dark secret that obviously this isn't tinfoil hat. Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong fame had some sort of prostate cancer, I believe, and cured it with cannabis oil and his diet.
Right.
No chemo, no chemical drugs, and he's not the only one to have done it. I do think there's something to a natural means of like, so let's say this island, they didn't plan it this way, but it's because of its location, it's like maybe one of the least polluted, unaffected areas of the world.
Yeah.
They're getting
Everything's
pure
clean,
food,
Yep.
pure natural foods, all that sunlight and vitamin D. There's possibly the healthiest living conditions on the planet. That's my guess. Because if like you can beat cancer with cannabis oil and like basically no sugar in your diet and vegetables. If anyone's listening,
Please go and see a doctor
Yeah.
before trying all that.
definitely. I'm just saying.
I don't think there's any harm in all that, but I think you have to
But it has
take the
peop-
doctor's advice as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But these people,
But the truth is, people have beaten it through natural means.
may have
There are
done.
cases of it. Maybe they're just it's a what you call it.
Could be genetic. Could be they were misdiagnosed in the first place.
that's
But I do think there's something to it. Sugar's the fucker. So anyway, to get back on track, why do these intelligent group of people, why do they get into all this Greek mythology shit? Is it because they got fucked up at Chernobyl?
perhaps,
Yeah, who knows?
It just
But
seems
certainly
really
they've-
random.
they've
but they
got
wanted
it.
to get away from society as well.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a very much an off-the-grid place.
Yeah.
Right.
So, their work is mysterious, conducted in hand-built laboratories on a self-contained compound with unidentifiable contraptions lying rusting outside on the dirt paths. One of the buildings they have built has a green opaque pyramid of glass protruding from its roof.
Okay.
It's a bit of a temple thing
Is
going
there
on as
photos?
well.
I'm gonna Google it.
They tried to build a temple, didn't they? Temple of Apollo.
Yeah, well they did build it.
Oh, they did build
They
it.
did
Oh,
build
well,
it.
I saw the documentary. It was a few years old now.
The local residents aren't happy.
No, or the church.
Or the church, because the church gave them the land to live on, and all of a sudden you're building a temple to a different god.
The pagans.
Now, as we said,
Pagan gods.
all the scientists have held prestigious mainstream degrees. Some of them have worked for the Russian equivalent of NASA. However, instead of scrutinising chemical vials and reverse engineering foreign technologies, the scientists worked the land as labourers for little to no cash as a reward. The priest on the island gave them several acres of land where they built up their own houses and helped others with electrical work, farming and carpentry. So it's
In
like
exchange for food.
in exchange for food, yeah.
What a
Hey, we've got the
simple life.
know-how.
Yeah. You know.
with their hookers.
Maybe. And blackjack, who knows? They certainly drank a lot of vodka, that much I can tell you.
Smoked a lot of roll-ups.
Yes.
Well, if you're a Chernobyl surviving psychoanalyst, I imagine, yeah, you're bound to love or need a bit of vodka.
Lots of vodka.
Vodka.
So after setting up a means of sustainable living, their strange closed-off experiments and esoteric philosophies on immortality soon shrouded their plans in obscurity. Came to the point where the secret intelligence services were even sent in by various countries to investigate.
Yeah.
Wow.
That worried about what these
What are these guys doing?
Russian scientists do on this Greek island, remote
Yeah.
Greek island in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
one of the most isolated points in Europe.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Russian scientists making strange machines, doing Maybe they're trying to raise Hellboy?
Well, could be.
Oh man, if Rasputin's there.
They're certainly raising hell at night with all that vodka.
Well, they built the temple to create a connection between man and the gods.
Yeah.
Again, didn't they?
Yeah. The Temple of Apollo, it was the sun god.
Yeah. Thought it was is he the sun god?
Yeah, I think so. Apollo.
I thought had to do with the moon, but maybe the sun and the moon.
Yeah. Pretty sure it was the sun, but could be the moon.
The Apollo space program, it's the moon, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess so, but you're reaching for the stars. I don't know.
You're not going to the sun, are you?
Not unless it goes off course, and not like those poor Russian cosmonauts.
I'm going to be the first man to walk on the sun.
Wow. Icarus.
Yep.
Now, for over a decade, the church and scientists shared a harmonious relationship. But now the Immortals have hurt their local community by making their hidden plans public. They feel the need to reconstruct the world and implement the birth of a new immortal human, which to me sounds a bit Third Reichy.
They've got a manifesto, haven't they? And they say the only goal of the human being is to achieve immortality and the liquidation of death.
Wow. Gonna make death.
But they don't say how they're going to do it.
No.
They're quite vague about that.
Mm.
They're quite vague about that.
One of the things I
They
read,
just say to not expect death is the beginning of the road.
yeah, and also to live every moment of your life.
And if you use the ways of the mortals, you become mortal.
But they're
That's
using
why
the-
they shun the technology and everything that man's created. You know, I don't want to be stuck in this mortal world. I want to think.
What stupid because you are.
They believe that they're not.
They're missing out on all sorts of good shit. PlayStations,
the internet,
porn,
television.
wanking.
There's some great TV on at the minute. I mean,
Yeah, I watched a documentary and they spend most of the time just sitting in this sort of underground bunker thing
Yeah.
they've made, just talking about being immortal,
and drinking lots of vodka.
smoking lots of roll-ups.
Have any of them
And
died?
in the day they're just sitting around.
Well, why don't they start a podcast? I mean, we just sit here drinking and smoking.
Have any of them died yet?
No.
They will though.
Well, eventually, yeah.
They will.
They say they won't.
But they don't want any more generations to be born. I mean,
No.
it's selfish, isn't it?
No mortals.
Well, no mortals. But
Well, if we cut their heads off, they're fucked, aren't
yeah, because we'll get that power there.
they? Let's storm the island with broadswords
They built a chair
and guns.
as well, a big massive wooden chair.
I've just been looking at a picture of that.
Yeah,
on
on
my
the
phone.
southernmost
On top
tip.
of a mountain.
And they claim it's healed sick people. It's disabled people have been there and they can walk now. And
Right.
That's a fucking like
Okay.
roadshow Christian.
the energy
fucking,
from possibly Atlantis,
I heal you, and they
which is
usually
reported to be
plants and-
beneath the island.
Alright.
Atlantis, eh?
If it heals you, right, then in theory, if a person sat on it who'd been circumcised, their foreskin would grow back, which never happened, so it's bollocks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're gonna,
My theory makes perfect logical sense.
Yes, but you're not sitting on that chair so your foreskin can grow back.
It heals you, doesn't it? Like Wolverine's
Well,
powers
you're not going to
grow
go,
back.
oh, I've lost use of my legs, so your people sit you on the chair and then you can walk again.
Yeah.
You're not
'Cause it's
checking to see if
healing
your
your legs.
foreskin's grown back. The first thing is, oh my god, I can fucking walk.
I think my cock will grow back.
I don't know, let's go.
You'd have to sit in it for a while, I think.
I'll have two cocks then. One here and one in the multiverse.
Yeah, you would. You fucked when the old one comes back. What the fuck's this?
Oh man, I'd be so jealous. It's probably gained self-awareness of its travels as well.
Yeah.
It'll probably jizz me to death.
He'll have some sort of weird space costume on and a beard.
And a cape, a silver
Ravaged, yeah.
cape.
He's conquered entire worlds. And,
Oh, he slimed me.
Ben.
It'll choke me and I'll drown in my own jizz.
Fill a room
How
with
much have you been saving up?
He's a super cock now, isn't he?
Enough to drown you. It's coming out like a fire hose.
Might choke you while you sleep, I suppose.
What a mental image.
Could choke you to death while you're asleep.
Good.
It's a joke. Mike, I'm sorry. It was too easy. I'm sorry.
There could be hundreds of them.
Oh God, what a way to go.
Back to death by
A
your
swarm
own.
of bees, but it's a load of Mike's cocks.
It's
Oh,
battered
it's
to death
replicated
by
itself.
It's spread out into the multiverse that have infinite.
Jesus Christ.
Bit like him, yeah.
No. I'm
that
looking
cock.
at pictures of this island.
the scientists have annoyed the church now because they've started building a temple of Apollo where they want to revive Pythagorean philosophies. Pythagorean?
Triangles. It's always with the triangles with you.
And
Pythagorean.
Pythagorean.
That's how they pronounce it.
Right.
The Russians in the documentary I watched. Pythagorean
Pythagoras.
is Pythagorean.
Oh, fucking hell. Pythagorean.
Are they sure they just aren't actually this bloke called Peter Gorian? He's got confused. And unearth forgotten Greek mysteries. Now, in a nutshell, Pythagorean philosophy involves the transmitigation of souls.
Ah.
So basically reincarnation, but keeping your identity as a soul, knowing that identity when you enter a new shell.
I got something different from them. I think they believe that. They want immortality of the body, not the soul. They're saying Christianity does that, Buddhism does that. We're about immortality of the body.
Oof.
That's what they're on about.
Well, that's what Pythagoras, I can't stop saying. Pythagoras, that's what his philosophy.
Triangle.
Yeah. There was a story told about Pythagoras that basically he was walking down the street in Greece one day and this bloke started beating a dog for whatever reason. He did it in ancient Greece. And
Is that smacking a dog or whacking one up?
No, it wasn't well, this was
Beating a
ancient
dog.
Greece, so who knows?
That's what I mean.
Presumably beating it with a stick or something. In a
Because
shocking
it wouldn't
display
suck him off.
in a shocking display of animal
I did
cruelty.
you, don't do me.
Sorry. So yeah, what did Pythagoras do to the dog beater?
He ran over and said, stop, that's my friend's voice who'd recently died. I recognise his voice.
What kind of drugs was Pythagoras on?
Whatever they found on the mountains, mate.
What country was this in again?
Greece.
There must have been some mushrooms about or something.
Yeah.
Or is it the wrong
Must have
climate?
known about it then,
Is
easy.
it the wrong climate for mushrooms? Or can they grow anywhere? I don't know.
Probably is.
I don't know anything.
The
There's
best
probably some
one.
kind of
Doesn't it have to be
herb they
moist
can
and
have.
dark and dank.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of...
Probably some caves.
Forest or some caves.
They've got
Caves.
caves.
Oh, just
Maybe.
herbs. Maybe there's like various herbs
Marijuana.
you
The
can eat.
climate's ripe for growing fucking weed.
Yeah. That's what Greece should do to get some money back.
Legalised.
Start
Yeah.
growing weed.
And import
hemp.
it.
Get rid of this plastic
Building
shit.
material.
Yeah.
Fuel. Clothing.
Hemp's the future.
It's the most useful plant on the planet.
Yep.
But it's got a stigma against it because of the fucking tips of it happen to be psychoactive when smoked in a
Yeah.
specific way. And so they,
And you know who attacked it, don't you? The alcohol companies
Yeah.
and the cotton industry.
Yeah.
and the print industry,
And the
the
timber
paper
industry.
the paper industry. 'Cause
And the head of the the head of the guy who took over from Elliot Ness.
All boils down to money again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I need to fact check this, but
We did it in the marijuana episode.
I was told, I should fact check it, but I was told that the first ever printed words printed down on paper were on hemp paper. Or
It would have
written,
been.
right.
Papyrus is made of plant.
So, and the first sails and ropes that would have sailed to new lands would have been made from hemp.
Up
So
until
you-
they stopped using
So
sails,
you
yeah,
can
and
actually-
hemp ropes.
So you can actually say that hemp, without hemp, society would be nowhere as to what it is today. Like literally, the spread of information through, that was a revolutionary technology, right? Paper, the sails to travel.
And not to mention the weed.
Well, there you go, how many good thoughts and good things.
That's it. We know we got cannabinoid receptors in the brain.
Yeah.
So
Like I say, weed makes love to the brain.
does it,
Alcohol
do they?
kills it.
Well,
What happens if you do both at the same time?
it's like somebody.
It's a suicide
It's
fuck.
like one of them violent femdom hand
Oh,
jobs that you
just
see
a
on.
snuff film at that
That, I
point,
mean,
isn't
that
it?
some people might see, not that I might see, on on various websites that may or may not exist. But you know what I mean? It's like someone wanking you off and slapping your bollocks at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, it's not though, is it? 'Cause it's great drinking and smoking. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
We all are, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why we're doing a podcast about this.
Remember when that dude said we sound like Beavis and Butthead trying to figure out if God exists?
Best description of the show ever.
And like inadvertently gave us the greatest compliment we've ever received. But he was trying to put us down, little fucker.
No, he was a fucking
And he's
Christian
supposed to be
and all.
Christian, exactly. And he's calling us names. It's not very Christian, is it?
No, should have turned the other cheek, shouldn't he?
Cunt.
Hope he burns in hell.
Or real life.
I hope he burns in the hell I don't believe in.
I hope he burns in a car crash.
I believe in those.
Exactly.
It's more tangible. You've been very fucking angry tonight, Gaz. Wishing death on people. It's the second person you've wished death upon.
I'm jovial kind of death, you know. A
Burning to death.
Just because we're talking about immortals.
A metaphorical death. I don't actually want him to die. It's just jokes. Don't go all woke on me.
Actually, that's a thought. If one of these blokes gets burnt in a car crash, is he going to heal or is he going to be sat there like burnt for the rest of his life?
He's going to die because none of them are fucking immortal. This is all silly. Well,
what happens if one of them does get their head cut off?
we won't know if they're immortal though, will we? Because we'll fucking die first. So we never.
I've told you, you came up with the idea we'd
They're in
go
the 60s
there.
now.
Oh, they'll be dead soon. Well, no, they live longer because of the climate and the food.
And the diet, yeah.
Maybe 90 something, maybe 100 something. That will start freaking people out,
Would,
wouldn't
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If they start living
If they
till
all
they're
got
like
to 100.
late 90s and 100, they're still pretty turned on and compass mentis. Because you know,
Physically able.
yeah, well, like Leona's.
Like the fucking guys from Cocoon.
Yeah, well, listen,
But they beat
Leona's
them young lads at basketball.
nan is 97,
Yeah.
and she's not like. She's completely and totally, and because she's done yoga all her life, she can still walk and get up and stuff. She gets out of the sofa.
I thought you were going to say that you
better than
shoot
I
supple then. What position have you had her in?
None yet.
But he's working on it.
My point is.
He's working on it.
Oh, no, come on, there's a line.
That was Mike, not me.
Is there?
No.
No, I don't think so.
My point is, at 97, she's completely compass mentis. If these fuckers end up like that, she's not immortal, is she? She's not special. She just did yoga and ate
We'll
good
find
food.
out in a few years, won't we?
Well, it'll
Don't
start.
sound too harsh.
If they're all mongoloid, like 97, and they're like shitting everywhere and like just on their back like fucking turtles, no one's gonna be fucking impressed, are they? No. But if we get there and they're like Leona's nan and they can actually talk and they're fine and they can get about a bit, people will be like, okay, now.
Yeah, but they'll have
Weird, isn't
age,
it?
won't they? That's the thing. They want immortality of the body. But your body's going to
Well, then it's already bollocks then, isn't it? Because they've aged, obviously.
They just say, if you expect death, then you're immortal.
And live every minute of your life. Live it. Live it.
Well, I am. I've got to.
No, do something really good. Like farming.
Like Morrissey says, everybody's got to live their lives, and God knows I've got to live mine.
Well, he hasn't. He could kill himself.
Perfectly aware of. Fucking speaking of Morrissey, there's a record store in Glasgow. Quick tangent. Refusing to sell his upcoming album because they don't agree with his political views. Fucking well done, Mr. Woke, little censorship man. Twat. Your little shitty shop will be out of business soon anyway, so fuck you.
I wonder if they sell Ted Nugent CDs because jailbait, in the jailbait, and he's on about banging a 13-year-old. You know.
I suppose the clue's in the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never heard that song. Yeah.
And again, was it legal in his state?
Well, that's true. He is from the deep south.
I think it's changed.
He just shoots pigs now from a helicopter.
It's pretty cool, though, isn't it?
I don't know. If he was something
I
else, I
don't
don't want to shoot pigs. If it was like, I don't know,
No,
anything
think
other
about
than animals.
Think about he's a great guitarist, right? Taking nothing away from him, he's a good guitarist.
Yeah.
He's made a fortune out of doing cheesy rock songs. And now he's at the point in his life, he's got the money, where he can buy a helicopter just to fly about and shoot pigs.
Well, to be fair, we should probably say they do have a problem with like masses of wild sort of boar pig things. They're apparently a real fucking nuisance to wildlife and farms and shit like that. So that's why they are able to go up there and literally with like they're in fucking Nam or something. With like rock music playing and just go futu 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 and just
imagine
exploding
Gene
wild
the fucking
pigs.
door gunner on a helicopter shooting a load of pigs with rock music playing. That's a fucking good day.
It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no Senator Son. Ah.
Yeah.
And then bacon for tea.
And then you can fucking have
There won't be any bacon left. It's exploded into pieces.
No, but you can still fucking sell them, give the meat to the fucking needy, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Bit of
But
chop.
is anyone landing the helicopter and going and scooping them all
Well,
up?
they just get a bulldozer to do that, shouldn't they?
Fuck you know. any animal-loving
I'm not eating
vegans.
bulldoze meat.
You probably already do.
You eat fucking worse than that, we all do, we know we do.
Yeah.
We fucking willingly shovel that evil shit, all of it. But anyway, on a happier note, these cunts are going to live forever. Who wants to live forever?
Oh, that's a great song.
Some mental rush and Chernobyls. Maybe it's their extra fucking, like second heart that they've developed on the opposite side.
Actually, that's not a second heart.
Are they mutant?
Are they mutants? Have they mutated? There you go. There's another question. All that radiation done something good for once?
It's comic books.
Maybe one of them turns into the Incredible Hulk when he gets angry.
I read an article today. I just said that's comic books though, but I read an article today that I don't understand. I tried to understand it by I'll try and give it brief, but it's basically that they've created these quote robots, but they're actually living cells that they've scraped from frogs, right?
Right.
And it's cellular, it's tiny, but like they've somehow put programs and algorithms in it and can make it move forward.
Wow.
Right, or backward, like a simple program like that, move forward, but it's a living cell.
So
they call it robots. Yeah, they're telling you what to do. They're calling it robots because that's the definition of it, because they're controlling it, but it's a living thing. So starting at this level, like little cells, maybe not in our lifetime, or maybe if we lived to 97.
I doubt it.
Extrapolate it from cells, individual cells. It then becomes an entire animal, and then you could maybe design any creature or shape, maybe.
Yeah.
Then even
and you could
a humanoid.
fuse humans with robots and get cyborgs.
This is the beginning steps, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know how you think sometimes you're clever? I'm quite intelligent. We've had this conversation a few times, but about how everything's relative. I'm quite intelligent. There's people out there scraping cells off frogs, coding it with algorithms that make it move in the direction they tell it to.
It's mad, isn't it?
We're thick as fuck.
I can barely put together an IKEA wall.
Leona's mum said to me in disgust the other day, like, you can't hang a door, and I was like, fuck no!
Yeah, I can't hang the door. Wouldn't know what I fucking... Well, I've got an idea on how to do it, but I've never done it.
I understand. Oh, shit. I told her my brother's a carpenter. He can do it. He did the last one for us, and she's like, well, he can do it. Why can't you? And I was like, I can't. And she was sort of shaming me, and I was like, I completed all 5 Grand Theft Auto games, and I mean completed. You know, people have different skills. And she was going on at me a bit more, and I made her laugh at the end. I said, have you seen... I said, I can't remember what movie it is. It's one of the Dirty Harry ones, one of the sequels. Clint Eastwood says to the bad guy at the end, good man's guts to know his limitations. I was like, I ain't trying to hang no fucking door. She was trying to tell me I could learn and like practice it and just, you could do it. Fuck, I'm not going to fuck it up just to have to call my brother anyway. That's what... Mom. I've got a brother who's a carpenter. I don't need to fucking know how to do it. As long as I don't upset him or become estranged from him.
One reason to keep in good contact with your brother is because you might need to come put up a shelf as well. Hang a door, put up a shelf, maybe shave a door frame.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I could do a shelf.
It's difficult though, isn't it?
Oh, maybe that's a bit...
You got a spirit.
I can do some stuff. I can do shit. I can do shit, but no, I'm not hanging a door. It's well fucking complicated.
And it's heavy. Door's heavy, innit? You gotta hold it in place. Fucking.
Well, they it's quite a one-man job. It can be done. There's a lot of it's precision, man. You've got to mark it up, measure it with precision, and I watched my brother had to carve out the space for the hinges, and I was like, well, I would have took a finger off doing that, but he made it look like fuck all, and it was precise, right to his line that he'd drawn, like perfect. And I'm like, fuck.
I can't be that precise.
Exactly. If I tried it, but she was disgusted with me, my mother-in-law. She was looking at me just like, you pathetic little man, because she could do fucking DIY basically. She could hang a door, I think. So it's like...
Well, hang your door then.
Well, I can't really say that, could I? She wasn't impressed with the fact that I completed the Grand Theft Auto games though, but I couldn't think of it. I was trying to think of an achievement, and that's...
I'm a host on a very successful podcast. There you go.
I could have thought of something, but I was on the spot. I was shocked. I was like, I was reeling, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
These cunts could hang their own doors, couldn't they?
Well, they can farm their own land and all.
They couldn't operate a fucking nuclear plant though, could they? Fucking radioactive pricks.
Should be done for murder. You think they have people they fucking helped to kill?
Exactly.
They might be living it
They
up
might
on
have
a Greek
cured
island.
they might have cured their cancer, but look at all the cancer they fucking caused
Yeah,
and
exactly.
continue to cause because it's still fucking floating around the atmosphere, you smug bunch of pricks.
Let's all move to their fucking habitat.
And shit everywhere.
Shit everywhere. Shit everywhere.
We'll just act like typical Brits in Greece.
Yeah.
We'll piss everywhere, we'll glass people, we'll have our tops off, we'll get arrested.
We'll get some shit England tattoos.
fucking them all.
If they've got any white plastic chairs and tables, they're gonna get kicked everywhere.
I'm gonna throw a parasol at one of them. I'm gonna go get a shit bulldog tattoo, lads. I'll be back in a bit.
Na na na, na na na.
Mike, you can wear a Union Jack as a sarong.
Yeah. Sounds fun. I'm down.
Gaz, you can paint yourself to look like a St George cross.
Yeah.
I'll go and get all the shit tattoos. When I'm a fat bloke, I'll take my shirt
I've
off.
already got all the shit tattoos. Not racist ones though, I just want to point out to the listener.
I'm not having EDL tattooed on my forehead though. No Nazi stuff either. Just bulldogs and St George crosses.
That's all that's what it is. Bulldogs. Nice friendly ones. Ones where you can take your top off in a beer garden. Till someone tells you to put it back on or leave. And then you glass somebody and your missus is like, Darren! The kids! The kids! You can't fucking talk to me like that!
Well, that's it. It's not too bad when we're there. We got all our family and friends over.
They'll soon get off that fucking island, mate.
Tracy or Sharon, of course, as the wife, or Debbie.
Think about it. People will start getting pregnant really quick. Couple of weeks in, 3-4 weeks in, well, alright, maybe a few months in, if there's alcohol, people will be shagging left, right and centre. We're
Be
British.
known as AIDS Island after that. I think they're Immortals.
Well, it's better than Pedo
Everyone's got
Island,
AIDS.
isn't it? It's only slightly better than Pedo Island. I've been to AIDS Island, you dirty bastard. They're all over AIDS. They're all legal. Fucking hell. I'm not Bill Clinton. I just want to live forever. Them English lads are mad. Anyway, yeah.
Just going up to the locals and screaming Brexit in their faces.
When we get drunk enough, we'll end up just driving him off a cliff like fucking like in the old days.
The bayonet point.
Sorry.
We need someone to work the field. I ain't doing it.
Ben can finally live out his fucking ultimate fantasy and relive fucking
Colonial
Zulu.
Britain.
Oh, God.
Relive Zulu as we take the island.
I'm wearing a red coat and having a pith helmet, I don't know that much.
No matter how hot it is, he's nearly dead. I'm not taking it off.
Actually, the pith helmet is one of the best protections from the sun ever devised.
Of course.
It is, it covers both the nose and the nape of the neck, as well as your whole head. It's cool, it's light, it's breathable, it's
Not
really
as good as
cool.
sombrero, though, is it?
Or
It's not
a do-rag.
A sombrero.
Do-rag.
Where you get a rag and tie it in 4 corners on your head.
Yeah, so is
What Hulk
wearing
Hogan wears on his head.
Yeah,
Bandana, I suppose you could
a
call it.
bandana, yeah. In
But you know,
Scrubs, he
like
calls
the
it a
British, you
do-rag.
know, with the hanky tied on the head,
Yeah,
like you see on the in 4 knots in the. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the best sun protection ever
Benny Hill.
invented. Yeah, well, people used to actually do that.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it's sensible.
Well, I suppose so.
Cheaper than that, isn't it?
Sure, eat, mate. What me dad used to do.
After setting up a means of sustainable living, their strange closed-off experiments and esoteric philosophies on immortality soon shrouded their plans. I've done this bit. Yeah, I have. I wanted to say esoteric again. I'm not going to say it very often. And I like
Ben's
it, it's a
found
good
a word he can pronounce.
I like it, it's a good word.
Yeah, we'll sort that out in the edit.
Yeah, I was at the dog store
Mike
with
will. I don't
Pythagoras,
know.
wasn't I?
We.
Many urban legends surround the groups. Some thought they came to the island to get cured of radiation, while others say they are spies working for the KGB or CIA on a top secret program. What that could be, we don't know.
Operation Radioactive Cancer Reversal.
Possibly.
Or, have you seen Akira?
No.
The manga film, or like the kids sort of nuclear powered or somehow super powered government experiments, whatever, and he just like turns into this huge giant monster. Maybe they're creating biological. It's X-Men, Weapon X, that kind of shit.
Could be Weapon X.
Oh, it's just boring shit where they're literally eating bananas and sitting in the sun all day, and they do test their blood every now and then. Could be that boring. It could.
Drinking a lot of vodka.
Or it could be really realistic. They're not going to live for it. They're aging. Their immortality thing it completely falls down at that point, doesn't it? Like, because does what happen to you? Yeah, you wouldn't age. An immortal wouldn't age, would they? But
Well,
how
you
do
get to a
immortals
certain
grow?
point and you'd stop aging. You'd probably stop in your prime, wouldn't you? So for us, what about, late 20s, early 30s?
What if
We'd
it-
look
Or would
so
it be
old.
like
What if you
death becomes her?
You get,
Oh, yeah.
And you're immortal, but
but you're old as shit and
if
decrepit.
something breaks, it's broken, it's gone,
forever.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
know?
god.
You know what? Really underrated film. Fucking like that movie.
The effects are good.
Bruce Willis as well, yeah. The effects were quite
Practical
groundbreaking
effects,
in that.
yeah. Well,
Who
I
was
don't
it?
wanna
Who
be
was the two-
immortal.
Who were the two women in that film?
Meryl Streep was one.
Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn the other?
I'd fucking give it the old.
Alright, Bernard. You're a resident gammon.
I'm not fucking. I'm a fucking classic
You're telling
liberal.
mother-in-law jokes.
I'm a classic liberal. Don't you define my politics for me, you fascist. You woke hipsters.
Hardly a hipster, I don't even grow a beard.
The Twitter-arty.
No, I'm suspended from Twitter.
Well,
And I started a new account.
it's because you... Well, let's not get into it, lawbreaker. If I was Judge
Breaking the
Dredd...
law, breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
If I was Judge Dredd, you'd be in the cubes now.
I'm dead.
5 years for
If
that.
you were Judge Dredd, you just shot me in the back.
Well,
Don't even give me a warning shot. Give me a warning. You just walked up and shot me in the back.
it's the joy of being a police officer in a fascist state who has complete powers over judge, jury and executioner. It's a fascist dream.
What century is Judge Dredd set in? Is that the 23rd?
It's like
22nd?
21 something. Yeah, I think. Pretty sure. It's not as far ahead as you might think.
No, I don't think it is it?
But it's awesome. I still subscribe. I should know what year it is. I read it every fucking week.
Should you
but
really?
I'm a fucking stoner. Do you know I sometimes have to, when the new one arrives on a Saturday,
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened in the one I read the Saturday before. So I read the old one for a second time and then the new one, and then the week after I end up having to read. Or at least
To be
flick,
fair, I do that
flick
with
through it.
shows. So if it's like you gotta wait
Yeah.
a week, I'll watch the one before I'm gonna watch the new one.
Yeah, well, maybe not read it completely, but I'll familiarise myself. What happened again last week? And then, because I'm a fucking stoner.
I can read the same book if it's good enough twice in a row.
In a row, I
Yeah.
don't think, I've
Because
done
if
that when
I
I was a
really
kid,
enjoyed
maybe.
it, but I get the feeling that I missed parts. Because
Yeah.
I tend to, I'm an avid reader, but I read very quickly. And if I'm getting bored, I have this habit of reading ahead, but scanning it as I'm reading the first bit I'm meant to be reading.
Alright, Crichton.
No, it's just, if it's,
Johnny Five, innit?
if it's getting a bit bored, I skip ahead and then I think to myself, oh, I'll go back and read it. And I can do it, if I've really enjoyed it, I can reread it. So don't take everything in the first time round, I read too fast.
Thanks for sharing that.
No.
Or is it because you're absent-minded, like me? Because I read a page and get to the bottom and go, what the fuck was that? I can't remember any of it. Sometimes. So I'm absent-minded and ADHD, I think. But
Could be also be the undiagnosed autism, maybe, I don't know.
possibly.
Yeah,
Oh well.
yeah, we're on the spectrum somewhere. So after living off the land for years, the concept could be explained as simply as enhancing their minds and avoiding the daily drone of pandemic consumerism, rat race, brainwashing, and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
No. Certainly didn't.
I can't blame them for for wanting to get out of the shit.
The general objective seems to be like a quest in which they're trying to reach the next phase of our evolution as human beings. So that's the spiritual. I think they're more in tune with the spiritual thing. I think it's like the transgression of the soul.
No, that was specifically what they're against.
Well, article
Because
I read
Christianity and Buddhism. I watched a documentary. Did you watch that?
I did not. Did not have time. I was packing.
I'm sorry.
And it was all in Greek.
With subtitles.
Yeah.
You sat here and I watched
Yeah, he's
the
committed.
film, but bloody hell.
But they said in that it isn't about the soul, it's about the body.
Well, in that case, they're going to be fucked up when they all die, don't they? Yeah.
They're not immortal.
No.
I don't think. I'm not going to do it, but if anybody wants to go, I shouldn't say that. Was good. Theoretically, if anybody wanted to go and decapitate one of these, no, that would prove that stops an immortal, doesn't it?
Does stop an immortal, but you
Don't.
know they're immortal because all the ghosts would come out and fill you with their power.
Or would it be easier just to like push them off a cliff and they don't die, they get up from it? Then you'd know, wouldn't you?
But that's the thing. I mean, are they going to break and live? I mean, does that mean that if their
don't know the
head,
rules.
if only their head is still there, could you just put their head in a jar,
What if
feed them a
Highlander?
bit, hand feed them? You know, they wouldn't need to. No, because they would need to eat. They've got a stomach, so.
What if Highlanders?
Well,
bollocks?
they need proteins to.
Oh, so you give them some kind of fish food like in Futurama.
Yeah. Let's do that experiment. Let's go there, cut their heads off, put them in tanks, and see if they live.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Don't encourage people to do
We'd
that.
be shocked though if Highlander turned out to be bollocks and we decapitate one and it's just like, you fucking bastard. And then the body gets up and picks its own head up.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we'd throw ourselves off a cliff at that point.
No,
I'd worship them for fuck's sake.
teach me! Someone comes along with a staple gun and just puts it round his neck when his cut was made.
Yeah? Oh well. There's all bollocks in it, they're a bunch of fucking hippies. Perverts, I'm willing to bet. They're all shagging each other's wives.
I'll guarantee you the swinging going on.
Oh, yeah. And it'll all end, it'll decay, they might end up murdering each other.
Maybe.
Maybe like the Roman Senate.
They'll end up going insane.
Yeah.
No group of humans has ever just peacefully existed forever, have they?
Not there's that much
Trapped on
vodka
an
involved,
island.
mate.
Yeah. Someone will stab someone in a fit of jealous rage.
We had that article a few weeks ago on Weird News where the two Russian guys in the South Pole got drunk and ended up having a
Didn't he
stabbed
stab one?
horribly. All started with him refusing to stop dancing on the table. Now all they had was vodka down there. Now he's stuck on a Greek island with a shit ton of vodka. Someone's going to end up dancing on the table. Zorba comes on. You try not dancing to that when you're drunk.
Well, I don't know.
Anything else?
Where were we?
The conspiracy. Oh, the
What's the
Apollo temple. Temple of Apollo.
Apollo Creed.
Yes. It's a temple raised specifically to Apollo Creed.
Living in America.
There's a statue of him outside with his gloves in the air. His stars and stripes shorts. He's wearing the big hat.
Wow.
Yeah?
Excellent.
We gotta go.
I'm down now.
Love Rocky 4.
Me too.
There's no easy way out.
No shortcut home.
Great bass line in that song.
Yeah. Whenever I'm feeling stressed, I like to just take out my white Lamborghini and have a montage.
Yeah, me too. I just like to punch hanging meat.
Don't talk about your bollocks like that. And stop punching yourself.
No, you know, the slab of beef hanging.
I mean,
Not into
I'd have a
pushing
go,
stuff
but
with
I'd
the
probably
Don't talk about your mum like that.
Oh, she listens back, she'll not be happy with you.
Oh shit.
It's a mum joke, come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
you just accused me of fucking my girlfriend's 97-year-old fucking nan a minute ago, you pair of cunts.
He said
Don't get
that
all
was Mike
coy.
as well.
Don't get all coy now.
That was Mike.
Stop, this is deflection.
If her nan's fair game, your mum's fair game. Alright?
It's a bit different. That's my mother, you're not even related to your girlfriend's nan. And if you are, that's creepy.
Oh yes, so I could fuck her, couldn't I? Oh yeah.
I did forget that I knew Ben's mum before I said it, so I will apologise.
She fucking rip your throat out, mate.
I know.
Somebody's got to say something about Mike's mum to make it. No, don't. I shouldn't have said that. It's not an open invite.
It's your Dorney bird, mate. Just rip your throat out.
I won't mess with him, Mum.
Anyway, so the Russians who moved there, this is the conspiracy, did so because they were dying of cancer. Stage 4 cancer, very bad cancer, the stuff that kills you in 5 years. Since they moved there, none of them died. None of them have any cancer anymore. Apparently Gavdos is a source of immortality. Why? Because as we alluded to earlier, the city of Atlantis is directly underneath it.
Dun dun dun.
However, that doesn't explain how people have been dying on Gavdos for the years it's been
I was going to
inhabited.
say, they're not the only fuckers on there, are they?
No, there's other people.
Yeah,
They're still dying. There's a church. I'll guarantee there's a graveyard. But then again, they're not attuned like these people
Oh.
to living that simplistic, off-the-grid life, eating eating homemade food, no chemicals, no preservatives, no salts.
Also, they
no
didn't
sugars,
suck in
natural
a
ones.
few big lungfuls of fucking nuclear gas.
You know, apart from the
Exactly.
smoking of roll-ups and the drinking of vodka, which vodka can be very pure, can be good for you, in moderation.
It's fuck all to do the island and everything to do with Chernobyl, or a combination of the two. Send some radioactive vodka-fueled Russians to an island directly above Atlantis and somehow...
And see what happens.
That'll be a hell of a reality TV show, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
The only
I'd
problem
watch
is,
that.
if they are immortal, it'll go on for fucking ever, wouldn't
Well,
it?
you know,
They really jumped the shark at year 300. Fucking hell.
we shouldn't have brought in those tap dancing flamingos to enliven things up.
Hell.
Not like year 167, that was a good year, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, that was great.
It'll almost be as long as Big Brother. Yeah, that'll be going then.
Oh Jesus!
Day 3259.
If we just got a 10-minute highlight, so wouldn't it?
One Russian fella
He fell over again.
has fallen over another Russian fella. I can't do a Geordie accent at all.
I can't understand a Geordie accent at all.
Fog on the tino mine, oh mine. Fog on the tino mine.
Gaz was alright though, wasn't he?
Fog on the tino
No.
mine, oh mine.
No.
Fog on the tino mine.
It's worse than come out ye black and tans. I'd rather you sang that.
I don't sing that on air. Or do I? I can't remember. I probably have.
You
haven't I?
probably have.
Come out, ye black and tans.
Right.
Come out and fight me. Sorry.
So Atlantis, we've got to believe in Atlantis.
To believe this conspiracy.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on Atlantis, Mike?
Or just that island having.
Sunken islands have happened, haven't they?
They have.
The landscape has changed.
Yeah.
Maybe we think of it as this big futuristic city thing, but it wasn't. Maybe it was a little island like Gavdos, or a bit bigger.
I'm pretty sure it's some place in the
Possibly.
Caribbean.
They just went down.
The famous pirate town on one of the Caribbean islands is like completely underwater now. It just sank into the sea. So this thing does happen. You can go and dive amongst the ruins and stuff.
Yeah, but we're arguing what is Atlantis. I mean, was
Well.
it just an advanced civilization? I can believe that.
Oh yeah, you know I'm down for that.
But no, I mean like just a normal like the West compared to the developing world.
I mean, tablet computers, flying machines,
Oh, I don't know about that.
wiped out by
I'm not on about
global
that.
cataclysmic events. Ancient.
There's no evidence of it yet. So
Oh, there fucking is, mate.
is there? You've got artifacts from Atlantis, have you?
Not from Atlantis, but there's fucking evidence that there were civilizations
Yeah,
older than
advanced
what we're
civilization.
told. My guess is they may have had tablet computers and flying machines.
Oh, this ties into his Graham
It
Hancock
does, doesn't it?
fanboy this year.
Fanboy. It's fucking fact that you are too afraid to actually educate yourself and
I'd
listen
love
to
that.
12
I'll
hours
listen.
of
I'm going to sit there and listen to 12 hours of it. But
with slides and pictures and everything.
I've done it, mate. I've listened to him. I like
I'm
him.
down for it. I believe it.
But
Was Atlantis part of that? I don't know.
there's maps, isn't there? There's old maps that have Atlantis on. Some people think it's actually the continent of Antarctica was Atlantis, and it was inhabited at some point, and the ice grew over it after.
it was first mentioned by Plato, wasn't it?
It was, yes, but he mentions a lot of stuff.
But he makes loads of shit up, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. That's the first mention of it in history. So
And he was named after a plate. That's such a shit joke. I'm so sorry.
Of course, the Nazis were down for Atlantis. They thought that's where
They were down for a lot of shit, weren't they?
Aryan beings came from, wasn't it? The Atlanteans and
The
all
problem
that.
was they were taking fuck tons of drugs and reading lots of occult magazines and books, and it's just a bad combination.
Christ, that sounds like my life.
Yeah, but add in lots of speed and you'll end up in some Brazilian country up a mountain trying to find some relic because you think it'll fucking give you a monster cock that you
I
can like...
found the Ark of the Covenant! Oh man, I could be Indiana Jones!
God.
Ali Ace!
The middle-aged version. Huffing and puffing down the corridor.
Best shape I've ever been in.
You're still not in fucking Indiana Jones shape though, are you? Neither am I. Let's be frank.
He's a golden god, what are you about?
Exactly!
You've got the energy to jump from horses to tanks and back again.
Yeah.
Whilst fist
I'll
fighting
be on speed!
several trained soldiers.
I'm on speed!
Oh, okay, that will help.
What is speed? Methamphetamine, speed and cocaine?
Yeah, that will help if I inject it directly into your heart.
Exactly!
Like Pulp Fiction. Send you to
Of course I've been
Heathrow.
jumping off a horse onto a tank, punching
Well,
Arabs in the face.
I drive you to
Arabs
Heathrow.
and Nazis.
Then you get on the plane. Right, go Ben, go to Brazil. Come back with a. Yeah, you'd have been one of those Nazis.
Who would I have been a Nazi?
You would have joined.
Well, because I'm an Aryan specimen, of course.
We all might have joined, wouldn't we? Because you know we.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Well,
A whole nation was swindled, weren't they?
I would have definitely wanted one of them uniforms.
oh
I
yeah.
was like, they look sick. What are we doing? That doesn't sound right, does it? But
Are we the baddies?
It's that skull and crossbones, you know.
nah, it just looks cool. Doesn't mean anything, but it just looks cool, doesn't it? I've heard rumours Hitler might be into some sort of satanic, sort of dark, weird things, sort of unnatural things. No.
Nah, not him.
What about all the snakes and the skulls?
He's
and
all
the...
talk.
That's just rumours. I don't believe any of that. He's God-fearing. He's good.
Look,
He's a vegetarian.
No.
What have we got written
Yeah.
on our belt buckles? God mit uns.
Nobody who doesn't eat meat could never be evil.
Unless you go on Twitter and fucking hell.
Anyway, enough of that. Enough of the Hitler tangent. Enough of us fantasising about a Hitler.
Maybe he's on the island. Maybe that's the fucking experiment. Maybe they're there to raise Hitler from the dead. A la spoilers.
Wolf
You're saying they're necromancers?
I'm saying they're trying to raise Hitler like Emperor style. They've got his body, alright, and they've been keeping
But
it alive.
no, Russians, why wouldn't they revive
Russian-
Lenin?
Russian Nazis.
No
I
Russian
bet there
Nazis.
weren't many of them.
They were sympathisers. People didn't like
Yeah,
communism.
but getting your
Everyone
face,
liked Stalin.
getting your face blown off by a nuclear explosion, like because of bad workmanship, tends to change your political views. I think. So
Yeah.
they may have joined the Nazi party. So hear me out. Just like the Emperor, his dead cadaver, they've kept it on ice, and maybe the energy of the island is keeping it sort of
Yeah.
in a decent shape. And they're trying to find a way of funneling his spirit back into it and reanimating him.
Or maybe Hitler's brains in a jar.
Well, they're going to put it in a robot.
Yeah.
Robo Hitler.
Or a great white shark. Like in Castle Wolfenstein.
Maybe they got Hitler's cock and want to revive it, bring it back to life.
What's your fascination with 7 penises?
I haven't got one!
A penis or a fascination?
My penis is off another dimension. I'm cocked on the brain.
What's your fascination with cut off penises? I haven't got one!
If I look into the sink, what am I going to find?
A bag of cocks!
Bucket of cocks.
Bucket of cocks, like, you know.
Sorry. Did you go skipping with it like Red Riding Hood after find another cock? What do you do with the
Where are you
bodies?
getting them?
Strangers?
Donations. People are generous.
The
You
dog.
can get anything on the internet, Ben.
Amazon. You haven't used my Amazon Prime, have you?
There are that many perverts out there. All he does, he puts his webcam on, bends over to show his bumhole. Send us your cocks, lads. And there's people out there straight off in the post. Whoa.
I bet he's got them all framed on his wall.
Nah, they live in the bucket.
Where they belong.
I don't know what
One
you
day
do.
he's going to tip them out on someone walking past the flat.
Stop throwing cocks at people.
He throws a Jehovah's Witnesses.
It's raining cocks. It's raining.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's raining cocks.
No, he gets buzzed by the Jehovah's Witnesses. He leads a little bit of
Dead
cock at
cocks.
him.
Excuse me, officer. I do believe a man on floor 10 has just thrown a dead cock at me. Would they be stiff with rigor mortis?
Probably. I don't know.
So they wouldn't be like little wiggly wet worms.
Oh, that's... Move off, God.
Alright, that's all I've got on Gavdos.
I never brought it up now.
You brought it up a lot. That's why I question it.
What's next? More cocks.
Tell me you've got no...
We're going to talk about Robin's cock again.
There's a lot of cock tonight.
We're going to rate superhero cocks. Well, the Incredible Hulk wins, doesn't he?
I suppose so.
It's probably like a thermos flask. A large thermos flask.
Should we call it quick?
Yeah.
Let's move off the cocks.
Cocks, cocks, cocks. Cockity cock, cock, cock.
Too many cocks, spoil the broth.
So that's been the island of the fake immortals, Gavdos. And now what's weird news and fact of facts?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
First bit of weird news. Oh. Scientists claim maggot sausages could soon become a meat alternative.
Could they fuck us like? You're going to have to rebrand them though. You can't call it maggot sausage.
Oh no.
God. There'll be dead ones, yeah?
Obviously.
They won't be
Yeah,
moving.
they don't hold to a sausage shape.
I'm
when
not
they're
saying,
alive,
yeah,
Gaz.
you get a
Yeah,
sausage
no,
skin
you
and
get a
fill it
mag-
full of live maggots, so that's a maggot sausage, isn't it?
Oh,
You can probably buy it like that.
Am I fucking wrong?
Once you've cooked it, they'll be dead.
Yeah, okay, I suppose.
Unless you're eating raw sausages.
Raw maggots, yeah.
Do you eat raw sausages?
I don't eat maggots either, but listen, so what I'm saying is, so you get a sausage skin, just fill it full of maggots, is that what
Yeah.
a maggot
no,
sausage
they're just going
is?
they're going to liquidise a load of maggots,
Yeah.
put them into sausage shapes, and there you go. It's just the meat of the maggots made into a sausage.
It's not a bag of live
No.
maggot. Screaming as it fries in the pan.
Oh man, the death cries. Oh.
But then it pops and one escapes out of it. A burning hot maggot pops into your face and sears into your cheek,
yeah.
and then becomes part of you.
The only time I went fishing...
It's the fishing trip.
was a fishing trip.
Who touched you, Mike?
You bastard!
I've never been fishing in my life.
I know, because you were too busy touching up mine.
Turned into a fisting trip.
Right, sorry,
I
what
just want to say
happened?
that I've never ever been on any fishing trip.
I tried when I was young, because my dad's
Yeah.
obsessed with it.
I went
but it
fishing when I
weren't
was
for me.
young. I think it was with my dad, I'm not sure. I was about 9, 10. I was more interested in the maggots, and I used to put them on little leaf life boots and push them out. And then...
Most lads would have put them in a catapult and flung them as high as they could. Mike's like,
I didn't have a catapult.
Live!
No. I wanted
Go
to
and start your own society.
That's it, yeah. Get away from this horrible capitalist world. Be free.
Go and start your
Until
own
a
autocracy.
bird came along and ate them.
Well, no, most of them sort of wriggled off and fell into the...
So you inadvertently
and
murdered them
sank
anyway.
But there was this one fucker that was just there on the top of the surface, struggling for like about 5 or 10 minutes. All of his mates had sunk,
He didn't sing.
and he's probably still there now.
What a lovely story, Mike. You watched a maggot slowly drown in a river.
Passed away the time. It's fucking boring. Never went back again. I probably appreciate it now more, but when I was a kid, it was like, oh, this is dull.
Mike, do you want to try and catch a fish? No, it's okay, Dad. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm just drowning maggots.
I was conducting science experiments to see if they could stay afloat.
They were death experiments. You sound like a Nazi doctor.
It's maggots.
I thought all life was sacred.
Yeah, it's not very Jedi of you. You've got a bit Anakin.
Well,
You're going to push us towards a galactic fascist state.
I was about-
state.
I was about his age.
You know the little one that you watched drown for ages? It's probably because it was younger, a baby, so it was lighter, so it took longer.
Maybe.
Drowning
The younglings,
baby
the
maggots.
maglings, the maggotlings.
They were fish bait anyway. I was trying to save them.
Could you have made a better boat?
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
You know, maybe your flawed leaf system wasn't working. Obviously it wasn't. They were
Obviously
drowned.
not.
But then again, how many people drowned in stupidly designed boats before they figured out how to make a boat that doesn't sink all the time?
Probably loads, I'm willing to bet. Fucking hate boats.
Yeah,
I've got nothing. No, I haven't got nothing against boats per se. It's where they go that I have a problem with. I don't like the out deep ocean. I like the seaside, the shore. That's as far as I ever fucking have any interest in going. I've got no fucking interest in going out there in anything. A big boat, little boat, army boat, safest boat in the world, the unsinkable shit. I don't give a fuck. If you don't go out there, nothing bad can happen. Fuck the deep. I'm terrified. It's horrific.
I used to get seasick.
Just
That's why I don't
floating.
like 'em.
My worst nightmare would not be because drowning. I think would be fairly quick and just you're done. But like not drowning, like being stuck out to sea, like in the middle, because it's like you can't even comprehend how big it is. It's bigger than your comprehension, really, and nothing coming by forever and just boiling to death. And it's oh, fuck the sea. Things down there, we don't know what's down there. We've never been. We can't go. We've got nothing that can. One day we'll be able to from space surely scan it, like.
Or make an Aquaman.
Because I bet there's life forms down there. Make an Aquaman, yeah, we'll build one in a lab.
Yeah.
Oh, they're using frog cells.
We
Maybe
know
that's
more
where
about the
they're going.
surface of the moon than we do the
Like
surface of
bottom
the
the
ocean.
sea.
The bottom of the ocean.
No, never been down there, have we?
No. That's on it. We need on Neil Armstrong.
Well, we have been down there. There's a few submersibles now. I think
Didn't
about
James
4%.
Cameron-
I think we've mapped out 4% of it.
Oh,
It's nothing.
wow.
Yeah, no one's getting down in the Mariana Trench,
No.
are they?
Didn't he send James Cameron sent that little thing that he designed and he went in it?
Was that just a film Titanic?
No, he actually. I'm telling you, because he's uber rich. Maybe we should do an ep on it one day. He built this. He developed this thing to go into the Mariana Trench, and he piloted it himself. I will do a very quick Google to tell you if he succeeded or not.
It wasn't a manned submersible, was it?
I think it was.
Oh, was
mate.
it? Oh.
He put like
Well, no.
millions and millions into it. James Cameron.
While he's doing that, you want to read the maggot
Yeah.
story?
So you didn't think it get any worse than the liquefied pig rectum meat your hot dogs are made out of, did you? You saw a video of the pretend chicken scrap meats that constitute your McNuggets being pumped into a factory bin and thought that was as gross as meat approved for human consumption gets. You were wrong. You were so wrong. Scientists now think that in the distressingly near future, due to humanity's bloating population and the corresponding food shortages, we're going to have to supplement our delicious meats with insect protein, like maggots.
Pound for pound more protein than beef.
Yeah, but I like beef.
But pound for pound. Wait, maggots!
More protein than beef.
Yeah, but fuck, I don't give a fuck about protein. It's the taste.
Well, a lot of civilizations do eat stuff like that. The
I know
Chinese
they
eat
do.
a lot of insects.
I know a
That's
lot
up
of
to
people
them.
eat grubs and insects and all that, but Mike, you know, in the best possible way, with all the love in the world, I say, fuck those people and what they eat. It's up to them. I ain't eating no fucking bugs unless
Actually, I
I'll
think
die.
what they're aiming at is you get your beef and your pork and lamb and all that, but you get smaller amount of that, and they, pardon, no pun intended, as the article says, they beef it up with the maggots.
Well, they're maggoting it up, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not beefing it up. Fuck.
Isn't there some bakery that's put crickets in the bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that story.
Yeah.
But instead of doing all this, why don't we just not have an end of the world thing?
Because
and just keep eating cows, and pigs, and
The
sheep?
cows are causing the end of the world. That's a problem. We're cutting down rainforests, the lifeblood of the fucking earth.
It's a bit of a catch-22 situation.
Burgers.
The more people, the more food.
Yeah, the price of a burger should be about 20 quid.
You savage.
It's all them supplements
I love a burger.
Me too.
the governments give them, all the subsidies. that means that you can get a burger for £1.
And God bless them for that. The best thing
amazing.
capitalism's done.
But it's killing the planet.
Burgers for £1.
Yeah. You know, the other day...
I like burgers, I love them.
I scraped together the change that was in the door of the van. £2. I thought, oh, I'm going to use this rather than break into any notes. I was trying to, towards payday, not spend much money. For that £2, I went into McDonald's and I got 2 cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
2 cheeseburgers. It didn't necessarily fill me, but I was sitting there thinking, this is quite amazing. And I know it's killing the planet, but there are no options. I don't want to get too boring, but being a man who lives on the road for work, eating on the road is a nightmare. If you go to McDonald's every day, you bankrupt yourself and you get incredibly noticeably fatter quite quickly. Even if you try and mix it up as well and do like KFC one day, whatever. But if you use those types of places every day, you get noticeably fat. It happened to me. So stop that. My cheapest option is a £3 meal deal from Tesco's. But none of that's going to be good quality. That's all
Why don't
bad
you make your own food and take it?
Yeah. Why don't you make your own sandwiches?
Sandwiches like and...
effort.
That's the only to do. It's to do with the kids' lunches anyway.
No, I'm not in a position to... No. I know you've been at university all day trying to get a degree and like you had to get up extra early to like bathe and clothe the children, then drive them to school, then drive to uni. You've just been doing an essay and getting... You make me sarnies for work as well. It's not the 70s. She'll fucking stab me if I ask her that.
The kids' lunches.
No, she don't make them. They eat it. They have cooked stuff at school, don't they?
Oh, well.
It takes 5 minutes to do some sandwiches.
I'm too stoned.
That's the perfect time to make a sandwich.
My dad had sandwiches for lunch at work, probably for 50 years.
Shall I tell you a
8
joke?
rounds he used to have.
Yeah?
He was a labourer.
Is this a joke?
No, he did.
No, fair play, 8 rounds. I'm going to tell you a joke though that's similar, right? So there's 3 blokes at work. Right, and first one opens up his lunchbox. He's like, fuck's sake, cheese and onion again. Next guy opens up his thing and he's like, oh, I've got ham and pickle on mine. Again. Paddy opens up his. He's like, cheese sandwiches again. He's like, and the first one, I can't remember what name I said, but he's like, I swear to God, if my missus makes me the same sandwiches again tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Second one says, yeah, me too, I'm sick of it. Paddy agrees, me too. If I've got the same tomorrow, I'm killing myself. Next day they go into work, but Paddy's not there. You heard about Paddy? Killed himself. How come?
Makes his own sandwiches.
Cheers, Mike.
Sorry.
All of that for you to just blow the punchline.
Might as well cut that bit.
I know a bloke that did that at work. Lived alone, divorced, opened his lunchbox and went, fucking hell, not cheese again. He was a bit crazy though, he's called him Mad Bob.
Did he kill himself?
No.
Oh, so it's not the same.
No,
he just made the same every day.
Actually, he got promoted and went to be an accountant. Then he got 5 for sexual harassment.
It's another world, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
then he married some woman from upstairs and they got 5 for sexual harassment.
against her, or?
No, against other office staff, I think.
Wow. What a guy.
That's what we call
That
him.
was sarcastic.
That's why we call him Mad Bob.
Mad Bob.
His name was Bob.
I'd call him Pervy Bob. Touchy Bob.
He was Mad Bob when he was in the warehouse.
Nancy Bob.
Did he have maggot sausages for lunch?
He may well have done. He was a strange guy.
Oh yeah, back to sausages. Because of maggot sausages, we talked about my eating habits on the road, and to conclude that tangent, I will say, I know McDonald's is bad, but it's cheap as fuck. And until some healthy fucking alternative can compete in price, I will be forced to give myself cancer and diabetes causing shit. Just like in the dystopian future comic 2000 AD that I read every week.
Where the fatties had that wheel
yeah,
from
we
their gut.
basically just eat our grot pots and die. Ah well. Capitalism, innit, mate?
Soylent Green
That's
fatigue.
capitalism.
Them's the rule.
Maggot sausages next.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, and once those EU food directives go, they can put whatever they want into it. Food will go down in quality in this country big time.
I'll have a maggot burger and bacon and cheese, please. No, it'll never work. They'll have to call it something else. They'll just lie.
Yeah.
Like when they put horse in the Findus chicken dippers.
It might be like 30% maggot. You might get like a joint of pork, but it's enhanced with like 30% maggot.
I ate a sausage roll the other day. I bought it. That's a shit way to tell the story. But anyway, I bought a sausage roll, and it's from a co-op, and it was in Wales, and because it was made in a local bakery, it said on the packaging. I was like, oh, that might be a bit better than like a big brand one. And I was reading the instructions while I was in the queue. Ingredients while I was in the queue, and it says pork 15%. And I was like, it's quite a large sausage roll. 15% of it is pork.
The rest of it is just sawdust.
It's like them cheese slices. They don't even call them cheese slices now because they can't. There's not enough cheese in them. They're like 4% cheese, and they like call them like singles now.
Cheesy singles.
Yeah.
Have you seen someone
Love a
put a
cheesy
lighter
single,
to one? Have you ever seen someone put a lighter to one?
No.
I haven't, no.
Yeah, it's. But the thing is, I've seen it and I still fucking love them.
That's what I love 'em.
Good on a burger.
That's why I have them in the fridge. Because Leona buys the normal cheese. She doesn't. I'm not down for cutting it off like that.
I like
no,
that, yeah.
I mean,
Cheese,
if we have to, I will. But I want the single to go on it, so it's like.
Melts better than.
Oh yeah. If I'm putting
I
it
want
on
to recreate
something,
the McDonald's
Yeah.
or Burger King home experience. Other burger chains are available. Well, we've gone from cocks to fucking burgers. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Cooter and the MILF.
That's the best detective TV show in the world.
It was a Muppet show that was never made. It was cancelled. There was a Muppet called Scooter, wasn't there? Oh, that's Cooter.
Oh, Doug. Doug's, you know the cartoon Doug?
Yeah.
His mate was Scooter.
Ah. How did the theme song go? Because I used to love it.
I don't remember. I honestly don't.
Doug's Life, yeah.
He only had 6 hairs on his head and 1 eyebrow.
It was a good cartoon, that though. I remember that being actually quite
Yeah.
good.
He dealt with a lot of teenage issues, like liking the girl and being too afraid to tell her.
Yeah, you know. He should have gone all 70s and just touched her up at a party.
He wasn't Donald Trump.
That's how you used to get married back in the day. That's what I'm saying.
First one you grab by the pussy, you marry.
It's like a gypsy ritual. Oh, where they're chucking each other in bushes. Grab her by the pussy.
Grab by the cooter.
Anyway, Cooter the MILF with that massive ring.
Cooter and the MILF.
The MILF and her massive ring.
I have sounded particularly gammony today, haven't I?
That's what I did say in the Resident Gammon, yeah.
Cooter and the MILF are longer arrested in massive meth ring bust. A massive meth bust in southern Ohio netted authorities a whole lot of cookers, tweakers, spazzers and ticklers. But 2 names in particular stood out to the law enforcement officials who executed the raids. One minister, Christopher Cooter Staten, 40, and a Miss Terry Ard, codename MILF.
What?
In all, 28 people were arrested in this Ohio meth rodeo. MILF and Cooter were taken down for a conspiracy they were involved in from June 2018 until the present that involved at least 1/2 kilo of methamphetamine, which doesn't sound like a lot considering I'm pretty sure you can get twice that much at TJ Maxx stores in southern Ohio. But we're not here for silly things like charges or due process. Let's unpack these nicknames. Cooter is funny because it sounds methy, but as far as meth-related nicknames go, it's pretty basic. Cooter, Jethro, etc. should all be expected at a meth raid, if anything. Wake me up when a guy named Trip Vanderbilt gets pulled out of a trailer in tighty whites and a gas mask. MILF, however, is a far more interesting nickname to dissect. For one thing, I don't really think I'd like to fuck a mom who was involved in a meth conspiracy.
I would.
But I get it.
You bloody have.
I have.
In your wilder days.
I accidentally smoked meth once.
Did you? Accidentally?
Yeah, honestly. So I was at a party and somebody passed me a pipe. It was a really horrifically scummy homemade pipe. It was made out of a light bulb.
Fucking
And
gas.
Right, now hang on. I assumed at this party, it was...
Was it a party? Was it a crack
It
den?
was a party and I did assume it was some kind of crack cocaine in the light bulb. So he passed it to me and I was just like, yeah, go on, why not? Cheers, mate. I had a little toke and I was like, ooh, different taste. And I was like, what is that? And he was like, the methamphetamine I make myself. And
He made it himself.
He was Polish. He
Homemade
might have been lying. He was definitely homemade
He
pipe.
smoked homemade men on a light bulb.
Because
Yeah.
when
Alright, so-
someone offers you something to smoke
Yeah.
in a homemade light bulb pipe, right,
Yeah.
turn it down. Is it ain't gonna be good?
Well, I would nowadays.
No, you should have known that. What is one of the basic rules
Well, there's
of
nothing
life?
wrong with a little toot on a bit of crack. I just.
When someone hands you a pipe
Yeah.
made out of a broken light bulb.
No, it wasn't broken. That wouldn't work then, would it? It was like so he'd hollowed out. The stuff was inside the glass. And
Yeah.
He'd heat the glass, and he'd constructed a thing on top, and we.
When someone hands you a pipe
Yeah.
made out of a light bulb,
Yeah.
assume that whatever's in that pipe
Yeah.
is not going to be good.
Well, I thought it was going to be a little bit of crack. So.
That's not much better.
And it was a bit of meth, and it was all right. I mean, it's not like my teeth were going to instantly drop out, and I was going to go out and start digging the yard and stuff. I just accidentally smoked a bit of meth. It's okay, and now it's a fun story to
Is there
tell.
a drug you haven't done?
Yeah, there's loads I haven't done. No acid.
That's strange.
No LSD. The hallucinogenics, I haven't done much of them other than I haven't done any of them other than mushrooms and what's that fucking shit called? Salvia. But, I've tried all the basic street ones. Coke, speed.
That's it. How do you know which one you like if you don't try it?
There's nothing wrong with the thing is, because people are so I have killed so many conversations by casually. I like to do it for casually, sometimes throwing in like, I've smoked crack, and people are like, yeah, all right. I generally have smoked it on several occasions. Yeah, it's alright. It's quite nice.
Is
Very
it
Moorish.
Moorish?
Yeah, that's the problem. And also one time, sort of smoked a little bit of heroin just one time. And that, people look at you like you said, I once punted a baby in the forehead. Honestly, I'm getting just utterly. But what I always say is like, doing it once is absolutely fine. It's when you do it twice, 3 times.
There's a
4,
difference isn't there,
5.
between drug
You don't
use
get
and drug
addicted.
abuse.
You don't get addicted instantly. It's like a fairly, I thought, sensible decision I made some of the times. Like, yeah, go on, and I want to know what that feels like. I'll try it.
What
And
does
I was
crack
never scared
feel
of
like?
dying. Just like stronger weed, really. It was quite disappointing. You just go really high and mellow. The stuff I had, anyway, and then it's gone very quickly. And the way you do it is like you inhale it. And the guys that I was with were like, right, you got to inhale it and hold it in for as fucking long as you possibly can, like,
Yeah, get the most
until
out of
you're
it.
absolutely like, so you let it out, and then you just sort of feel like you go, whoo, upwards, like, sink back into the sofa like that, like, that was nice. But then about fucking 30 seconds later, you're like, right, should we do it again? It literally is like that, and then it's gone before you know it. You're like, and that cost how much? Fuck. I see why people rob their nans. I'm not excusing it. Anyway, yeah, the meth was fine, and the light bulb was a bit scummy, and I did the day after in a sober state thing. Yeah, that was probably a bit silly. But he was alright, it wasn't killing him.
He's dead now.
He's like 6'6" Polish guy who nobody else would talk to at the party. And I felt
Because he's
sorry for
making
him.
his own meth. He's smoking out a fucking light bulb at a social gathering.
I ended up though, I went back to his house
Oh, for
that
fuck's
night.
sake!
But he had a wife and kid and a weed grow in the fucking garage. He's probably well in prison by now. Yeah, he was like I was surprised he had a wife and stuff. But yeah, he went to a party and smoked some meth, man, out of a light bulb.
Oh, let's move on from this. What's the last bit of weird news?
Oh, I love it. I think that was the weird news. Gaz smokes meth from a light bulb. Okay. Mum and daughter who run illegal Sheffield brothel where mums sell sex for £30 say it's just like working in a chippy. 30 quid's cheaper. 20 quid cheaper than Candies. You get half an hour for 50 at Candies. I've been told. 3 middle-aged women gossip over, told by the woman who worked at the desk when I went there and said, how much does it cost? I'm sorry. What a scummy life I've lived. Three middle-aged women gossip over tea on a squashy grey sofa when the doorbell rings and prompts a chorus of "Pulp at door," which for international listeners I would translate is Northern English for "open the door." It could be a cosy coffee morning in a suburban home, but the women here are escorts, and this is Sheffield's busiest brothel, City Sauna, run by mother and daughter team Kath and Jenny. Legends.
Those are two very northern working class last names.
Kath and Jenny.
Kath and Jenny.
Is Kath in? No, you'll have to fuck Jenny instead.
Hurry up, shut door.
Shut it door and lick me fanny. 30 fucking quid. Just like working in Chippy.
Kath and Jenny, they've got a knocking shop, don't they?
I don't know which Chippy's ever going to.
She's fucking covered in jizz.
You know.
Oh,
You don't get a free blowjob if you order the scallops.
No, because the scallops are the cheapest thing on the menu. Order the Anakin chips, mate.
That's how we going wrong all this time.
I get a blowjob every time I got the chippy.
Oh, shit.
Off the bloke who owns it.
She's a very attractive lady who runs a toy chip shop.
Okay. Well,
So I've been told.
I'd mush her peas. Anyway.
I didn't even get a reach round.
That suggests that you were getting pump sex now, Mike.
Well,
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you go to a Chippy.
you get a reach round. Who off? The bloke in the queue behind you. Where did you go? Fucking BDSM and COD.
Yeah, don't go to that one.
COD and whips.
Look at these cane marks on me back.
Did you hear that? I just came up with the best name. COD and whips.
Oh, BDSM chippy.
Maybe we're onto something here.
Could be.
You're not allowed in unless you're in full fucking head-to-toe gimp gear, or the women in their, outfits. Or they could be gimps too if they want. It'd be hard to eat the chips though with a mask with a tube sticking out the front.
Oh, they can just unzip it.
Your ball gag would be a pickled egg, wouldn't it?
You know what? I think we are onto something.
And a battered gimp mask.
Insides, they just need it off.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Fucking onion. Fucking
Deep fried dildo.
pickled onion.
Battered dildo.
Ball gag.
Gimp and chips.
Bring out the gimp. And the salt and vinegar.
Could be served by gimps. That could work.
Okay.
The doms cook and the subs serve, and you just go in there and, if you want, you can whip one down and finish serving you. I don't know, we could work it like a sex club too, on the slide that no one knows about.
Okay, salt and vinegar. Yes, please. Would I need ketchup? No, thanks. Can I have spunk, please? Yes, certainly.
Let me just go and see if a donor's available, sir. And off you trot into the back.
You've been watching too much porn. So have I. Right, anyway.
I'm a single man, I'm allowed to watch porn.
Of course. They're a fucking mum and daughter duo. They're in a documentary. It airs on ITV tonight. It's called A Very Yorkshire Brothel. I don't know how old this article is, so it may have aired. It has aired. Greet a stream of male clients who pay a £15 entrance fee before choosing their lady. A single sex act, such as straight sex, is around £30 for 15 minutes. Oh, that's not that cheap. You get... Anyway. and £50 for half an hour. With any special requests such as spanking, domination, or being smeared with food, costing more, as they quite rightly should. They are
Of course,
providing
you're
a service.
overheads, isn't it?
I believe women should be paid for the work they do. So the
As should everybody.
the sauna, which has 4 rooms, including the fantasy room. It come it tit fantasy room. I can be anything you fucking want me to be.
Going to Britney Spears.
Fucking hit me, baby, one more time.
You don't
Passes
mind.
me fags.
You don't mind if I eat this Anakin chips while you're
He's going to drink
Yeah.
half a stout.
Pass me that fucking light bulb. I'll make my own meth. It helps you get through the day, I've had half of Sheffield up my ass. A bit of fucking meth don't go amiss, believe you me. Now what's it gonna be, Ducky? Finger up the arse like last week. Oh, sorry.
All the sex acts have got Yorkshire sounding names like, I don't know, Mystery Business is the Hot Pot. Hot Pot Ken, yes, lovey.
Hot pot, that's shitting on someone's chest.
Hot Pot has a 30 quid extra.
Bring your own plastic sheets. We're not fucking paying for them. I'd bang the shit out of it. Oh, sorry, literally. No. Oh, there's a sauna? Fuck me. Well, with them prices, they could afford to build one.
Well, it is called a sauna.
It has 4 rooms, including the fantasy room, the VIP room, and the naughty boys room. Has 10 girls on its rota who get to negotiate their own rates for, quote, extras. Prostitution is only legal in Britain if you're working alone. So brothels, classed as 2 or more women working together, are illegal, making the city sauna's activities against the law. You never know if you're here from one day to another. The police can close you down at any time, and so can the council. Cath 56 says.
So, hang on. It's illegal, yet they've invited these people, this camera crew in, to make a documentary to highlight
it's
their
one
illegal operation, and they don't expect to get busted.
It's one of them crimes, isn't it, that police tend to turn a blind eye to, like cannabis use.
I was going to say, in our own...
They're not going to go and... The police aren't going to go and bust people for smoking cannabis in their own home.
It's one of them things...
You know what I mean?
I've thought about this. In our own little town, there is a famous place you can go.
Candies.
Candies. Right. Everyone knows about it, don't they? It's like a joke, like a shorthand joke in it, like, Candies. Go to Candies. Everyone. So that means fucking police must know it exists, doesn't they?
Yeah.
They can't be stupid.
A taxi driver once said to me, he goes, you ask loads of guys come in my town on business, whatever, tell me the nearest brothel. I think it's taken to Candies. Every taxi driver knows where Candies is.
So it must be like you say, Mike, it's one of the things. Maybe they check in every now and then and go, like, is everyone healthy here and being
maybe
looked after? Is everyone here of their own accord? I would say, because that's where a lot of sex slaves end up.
Yeah.
But I would say that's probably more in the cities and not sort of anyway.
You never know,
so my point is, this is
it's
sort
like
of
a grey
thing,
area.
Although although I do think it is. You're quite right to say it's slightly brazen to then like, let's come and make a documentary. It's fine. I'll admit to crimes on camera.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's just the story, isn't it? They're a mother and daughter team. They're very blasé, I should say. Okay, I'll read the last bit. She says, people are always fascinated by what it's like to work here, but to me, it's just like working in a chip shop. Only there's more cocks in my vagina.
Well, they're the madams. They don't get on the. You probably pay extra for the madams, don't you?
If they work themselves.
If they work themselves, they may do so for a bit of money sometimes. Who knows?
Well, what a lovely story.
And we'll finish on some fucked up facts.
Yeah, and I'm going to take down Mike's light bulb.
That's the crack pipe, Gaz.
Just give me a minute. You got a step ladder. How many crackheads does it take to...
When someone...
Okay, I got it. I'll never do it again. I've changed.
Come on!
I've changed.
Come on! The second he handed me a light bulb as a pipe, I'd have been like, nah, you're alright, mate.
Hey, man.
You wouldn't have got any free meth.
Oh, yeah,
great!
I used to really like drugs, Ben.
Oh, alright.
Anyway,
So let's end the show on some fucked up facts.
Facts.
Right. This is relevant to the topic. Turritopsis dorni.
What?
Hey?
Are
Turritopsis
you okay?
dorni.
He's having a stroke.
Oh shit, Mike, put your hands in the air.
Can you smell toast?
Is a biologically immortal jellyfish.
Whoa.
Fuck. I think I've heard of him, actually.
Yeah.
He'll never die.
It can
Didn't they
revert.
kill it, though, actually?
It can revert from a state of sexual maturity to sexual immaturity, and in theory go back and forth indefinitely, never dying.
So they kept her in a cage for ages.
So what's that like? Some days he likes MILF porn, next day he's like, we'll go for teen babysitters.
No.
Sorry,
He becomes... So one day any porn will do, and then the next day...
Any porn
He's lost
will
his...
do. Oh, his cock's gone.
Well, it's not his cock's gone.
Is that why you like him?
Hey?
Because you're
Oh, yeah.
into it.
No, it's
Oh yeah, the longest running joke we've got on the fucking show. What? How stoned are you?
Very.
Sorry, tell me about the octopus.
The jellyfish.
Sorry.
So basically, it becomes sexually mature
Yeah.
and wants to shag about, and then it reverts back to an adolescent.
Oh, and then it all starts.
Oh, so he
grows
goes
old
from like,
again.
he's 14,
Yep.
and then he goes to 10.
Yep.
No. Let's
Well,
say no. He grows to sexual maturity.
Yeah.
Then he gets young again.
No, he grows
Then he
to
grows
sexual-
old
he has
again.
his bit.
Then he gets young again.
And then he
That's
goes,
it.
right,
Then he
I'll be
gets-
young again for a bit.
Yep.
And
It's
I'll
just
grow-
a cycle.
Yeah.
A rubberus. And he'll never die. Unless we shoot it. I bet I could kill it.
Well, yeah. Unless he gets eaten, obviously, but
Yeah.
We'll set
in
it on
theory,
fire.
it could live
Get
forever.
it out the sea and burn it.
Well, just to prove that you can kill a jellyfish.
Not immortal now, are you?
You just stand there and laugh at him.
I'd eat it.
When you get to hell, tell them a man sent you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like your style. I'd fry it.
Eat it.
I think I saw a jellyfish.
Jellyfish?
Fucking hell. Jellyfish apocalypse once. I made a video of it. I got to Barmouth to do a delivery, but fucking stupidly early in the morning. I actually got there at like 7 in the morning, and the sea was out, and there was no fucker on the beach, and the shop I was delivering to weren't open, so I went for a fucking stroll on the beach, and there was, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of jellyfish. Just, and I was like, are they all dead, or is this them, like, do they just lie there and wait for the sea to come back? Are they all dead? They're all dead?
Yeah.
There's fucking
Yeah,
hundreds
I
of
know.
them.
I saw a load when I went to Wales last year.
Shit,
On
they're
a
not
beach,
very
it was
good, are they?
about 20 on this little cove. It was like jellyfish graveyard, man.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I was genuinely creepy. I was like, are they either escaping or they're dead? Like, it was excessive. I'll share the video on the page. I'm sure I did some hilarious commentary.
Dead jellyfish?
They're fucking everywhere! The fuck is going on? Are they dead? What is this? That one, I remember being confused because I thought one was wearing a hat. But then I realised, wait, it looked like it had a hat made out of jellyfish tentacles, and I realised it was upside down. I'm not a fucking biologist. I told you earlier I smoked meth out of a fucking light bulb, right?
I didn't make this up, but the next fact is about meth.
Okay.
South Dakota has recently made the news for its new anti-meth campaign. It's called Meth. We're on it.
We fucking know we are, that doesn't help.
I bet they paid some company thousands for that.
Oh man. I got it. Are you ready? Alright. Meth. We're on it. Fucking hell. $25,000 that cost.
Thing is, it passed. And it was used. It wasn't like nobody trigged on.
Do you remember that Mitchell and Webb sketch where there's that advertising company and they came up with slogans and stuff and they're like, wall separating this room from that.
Well, it does.
It's like really obvious slogans. Go on then, that's a...
The fucked up fact.
Yep.
Some crows in Japan have been seen to drop a walnut on a pedestrian crossing, wait for passing cars to crack the nut open by driving over it, then wait for a green light and safely eat the cracked nut.
Clever little fuckers.
Yeah.
It's quite creepy how clever they've done tests, haven't they? They can work out puzzles, some birds and stuff.
Crows are particularly intelligent, aren't they?
Creepy, innit? Birds are scary.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Isn't that picture of I think it's a meme or a video with the crow with a knife in its beak?
Yeah. Little bastard. That was Banana Man's crow. He was on a mission.
Okay.
Well, tell me, it's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Why else would a crow have a knife?
Because it's in Britain. Could get a gun.
Yeah.
Just watch out for the days when those birds develop little knuckle dusters to go over their wings. They can hover there and just beat you with them.
Yeah.
Wait for that day.
I'll steal your wedding ring.
It's evolution, baby. Right. What's the next one, Mike?
It would take about 1.1 million mosquitoes to completely drain a human of blood.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good way of killing someone.
Sure, I got bit by that many one fucking summer.
Lock somebody in a room with precisely that number of mosquitoes.
And they'd have to have more because they'd be
Yeah, just
swatting
in
them,
case,
wouldn't they?
yeah.
You'd have to like have 2
Twice as
million
much,
mosquitoes.
What a way to do it. That should be in a comic book or something.
It should be in a Bond movie.
You'd probably die from apoplectic shock or something first, wouldn't you? That many bites.
Yeah, but then they just drain you as you lay there, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Wow.
Don't go to Mosquito Coast.
No, don't go to Mosquito Coast. That should be a way of that. They try to kill Bond.
But he'll like just start punching them and kicking them.
Yeah, but he'll also have like Q will have given him some anti-mosquito repellent he can inject into his blood, so they don't even go near him.
It's a net that he puts over himself. Like
Yeah,
a
or something
nerd,
like that,
and
or something he injects to make him repellent to them.
I think it's
Or
better.
he gets that bloke from Uganda. I know it's fake news, but maybe he's given some pill he can take so he can fart and kill them all.
I think it's better if he headbutts all 2 million of them to death.
Yeah.
Individually, one by one.
And shoots them
It'll
too.
be a long film, but
Maybe they all form into one giant body. Yeah. What if you're getting multiple ones with each head?
oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
So they're doing them all individually. You next.
You, here, you, and you.
Yeah, just go on forever.
Okay.
It wouldn't be Oscar worthy, would it?
No.
You're not writing that Bond movie. Right, next one, Mike.
Baby T-Rex with fuzzy like ducklings.
Ah,
Wow.
I'd like a baby T-Rex. If you could keep it as a baby.
Yeah, but then
Genetically modified.
within
so
3
it's really
months.
big.
Oh, if you could keep it as a baby, maybe. But I was going to say, within about 3 months, you'd either have to sell it or dump it by the river in a plastic bag, because it would take over your home and you wouldn't be able to.
Imagine you get him from work and the T-Rex comes, boom, boom, and then just rolls over on his back and has a belly rub.
Its fucking tail would be smashing walls down, man. Fucking hell, I know you couldn't have it.
You just have a massive house.
And you'd end up divorcing because your missus was like, we can't live like this anymore, and you'd be hugging it going, no!
Sleeping at
It's
the bottom
mine.
of the bed.
You don't understand.
Sleeping at the foot of the bed. No, Mr. Snuggles can't go.
He's murdered 3 babies. He didn't mean
It's just a stage he's going through.
He's in the
All T-Rexes are like this.
He's just
when they're 3
teething.
months. Teeth are as big as me fucking legs.
But he's really
Well,
affectionate to you. He's like licking your face as you hold
Anyone
your
else
arm.
comes near you, though,
He's eating all the neighbourhood dogs.
He's eating the neighbours.
From walking down the road and the leader. Oh man, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna ride. What was that cartoon show where they had like dinosaurs? And they put this stuff on them and they were like sitting on them firing lasers.
Dinobots.
No.
They're from the trailer.
Dino Riders.
Sounds kind of like...
Alright, we're gonna YouTube that after. I wanna see. The villain had a T-Rex with this metal helmet on, and he was sat on like some kind of saddle, but had laser guns on the
Yes,
side.
that does, definitely. I think it might have just been a toy line, or was it a
I
cartoon?
think there might have been a brief cartoon.
Well, dino perverts? I'm not
Possibly,
sure.
yeah, maybe.
Sorry, mate. Next fact.
Both oral contraceptives and Viagra were legalised in Japan in 1999.
Right.
While the adoption of the pill had been discussed since the 60s, Viagra was approved after just 6 months of deliberation.
Of course it was. Make a dicker strong.
I bet there's an all-male panel that discussed
Of course
it.
it fucking was. And they're like, really light paper table was lifted up at one end. They were all hard as fuck. Sorry. I bet they struggle to say Viagra though, don't they?
Don't go there.
Don't do it.
In 2017, Saudi Arabia accidentally printed history textbooks that showed Yoda presiding over a committee at the founding of the United Nations.
And why the fuck not?
Let's just take some Viagra.
I knew you
Couldn't
would.
resist it.
The resident gammon strikes
A gammon!
your racist impressions.
It's not racist! Have you heard the news today?
Shut up, Gavin.
Have you heard the news?
Okay, boomer.
Have you heard the news? This is how ridiculous you people are, calling that what I just did racist. The guy who plays a poo has said today, after 30 years, he's refusing to do it anymore.
Yeah, I read
Right.
that. I did read that.
But did you see underneath that, groundskeeper Willie was trending as well, because everyone was like, well, if fucking white American can't play a poo because it's fucking offensive, Then sack the cunt who's playing Willie as well, and the fucker who plays the Italian guy, and the whatever, and the thingy. But then other people are arguing that's not the same because you didn't have a poo oppressions done at you as a child because you're not Indian or whatever. But if a white guy, I'm not getting into it, but it's all to your wokeness. It's not racist to do a voice. It'd be racist if I did that voice while I was stamping on one of them. That would be racist.
Alright, Gavin.
You might want to skip this bit out.
The average British person will lose 384 pens, 192 items of clothing, and 64 umbrellas during their lifetime.
Mate, I work in a place that has literally millions of pens. I have a new pen every day.
Millions of lighters, I'd imagine.
The world's oldest social housing project is Fuggereri in Augsburg, Bavaria. The rent has not been raised since it was established in 1521.
Well, it's just like a fucking groat.
A year's rent is 75 pence.
The fuck are I living there?
Yeah.
But there's a bit of a waiting list though, isn't there?
Probably.
I bet it's a shithole.
Fuck, it looks lovely to be fair, mate. Look at the picture.
Fair enough. Yeah,
75p a year?
Wow, it looks very nice. It's like an English country village.
yeah, but you got to share it with a bunch of fucking...
Nazis.
Germans, Mike.
Sorry.
Now he's being fucking...
Mike! I'm surrounded.
It's a joke, for God's sake.
That wasn't very woke. Oh, but when I do it, the joke has to be taken seriously and I have to get cancelled.
You're being brainwashed by Gaz and sitting
No,
so close to you.
it's free speech. You're either for it
You're
or
waving your hand in the air like this.
Free speech. You're either for it or you're against it, mate. You're acting
I
like...
check the angle of your arm. Hey, at least that's the arm. You're broken. At least it's
Getting
better.
straighter.
Yeah,
And do you know how I judge it?
What, you're doing Nazi salutes? Yeah.
But I don't mean it.
It's alright doing that, Gaz. But when you're driving past a synagogue, you stick your arm out the
I
window.
don't do it randomly. The neighbours have stopped
talking.
talking to me though, I will be honest.
They stop
I've got to
backing
stop
your
doing it in
balls
the
out.
garden on the trampoline.
The SS uniforms are out.
Sorry, mate. We've got some more facts.
Can you guess what a group of penguins is called?
A shower of twats.
The kingdom.
I don't know.
No. Think about what they look like, what they might be wearing.
Tuxedo.
Yes!
Hey!
Tuxedo of penguins.
See? Not that fucking fucked up after all, am I?
Thought you would have smoked meth for a light bulb, though.
I was a different man back
It's a
then.
bad life choice.
It wasn't. It was fine. Nothing bad happened.
Go on, Mike. Mike.
In the complete collection of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple stories, the characters drink 143 cups of tea in total. I just realised that's a very boring British fact, isn't it?
It's...
I'll tell my mum that one when I...
Yeah.
How many was it again?
143.
Does your mum really listen to this?
I think she listens to parts of it.
She must think I'm insane.
Yeah, she has mentioned that. He sounds like he's drunk all the time. I said he's not.
It's just mental. Sometimes I'm drunk. Well, sometimes I say clever things.
Like,
Profound things even.
occasionally.
Hmm?
You are a creative force.
The force is strong with this one.
Yeah,
That's how Darth Vader really sounded, wasn't it, underneath? Your force is strong in this
sounds
one.
like Fred West.
We'll always be together.
In the force.
Nobody's ever really gone. I might be Australian then.
Any more, Mike?
A couple more. Brain scans of dogs have shown that they enjoy receiving praise as much as they enjoy receiving sausages.
Makes sense. Can believe it.
That just sounded, what did they word it like that? Receiving sausages. If your dog's receiving your sausage. No, just.
What do you
I'm
think?
a juvenile fool.
Would you still enjoy it if it was a maggot sausage?
Yeah, it would
Probably,
be
of course they
sweet.
would.
Yeah.
I've seen them eat shit. I watched my own dog. It was a weird day that, the first day I saw him eat shit. It changed things for a little while. I took a while to get over it. You know what I mean? Like,
I had a dog that did that briefly.
disgusting.
Used
little-
to,
it was
you
somebody
know,
else's
used to
shit
pick
as
it up-
well.
He's known, he'd pick it up, he'd carry it in the fucking house.
Oh God.
My dog used to eat Chester's shit. The cat.
Oh, dogs will do that, they'll go for the
And my
boxes.
parents' dog eats sheep shit.
I did Google it, but I've forgotten what it said. There is a reason they do it.
Did you know
It's
they
good
also
for their gut bacteria or something like that.
they also poo using magnetic lines? And all this-
Yeah, why they do that weird spin. Yeah, I did. That's their best guess
Yeah.
that anyone can work out.
Do you know why they always
that
watch
one,
you
Mike?
while they
No.
do it?
You know why a dog, when they're going to shit, all dog, to a man, to a dog, has to do a little spin, don't they? It's like they just go and then they find, they suddenly seem to just decide,
Yeah.
right, here, the compass has stopped, I'm going to poop. And it's right, the best guess that scientists have got is it's something to do with magnetic lines.
Right.
I've actually got an article on it. I was going to put it in Weird News, but I decided against it.
It's odd.
That they might be sensitive to. They've got no other expect. Why else do they spin around like a compass and just suddenly stop and like, okay, this will do? Because, and isn't there a reasoning behind it, like biologically, evolutionary wise, maybe back to wolves didn't want to shit, needed to shit in a certain, because of hunted by other animals,
I don't
maybe
know.
sensed down.
Maybe.
I don't fucking know.
I know
Anyway,
what they always
don't
look
eat
at,
shit. Why do they always look at it?
Because
perverted.
it's an evolutionary thing. If you're having a crap,
Yeah.
it works for humans too. You're
Vulnerable.
You're vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're at your most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So they look at you. Say, you fucking watching me or what?
Yeah.
You watching my back while I do this.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they do it.
But it's not just that they're trying to get off.
Oh, they're trying to get off.
Watch me squeeze it out. Ooh.
It's bad enough I have to pick it up.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing I don't miss about having a dog. You just can't help feeling like a twat, can you, when you're picking up warm shit through it, even though it's through plastic. And you know that you're not getting germs or anything. But it's still,
Still
and then
steaming.
carrying it, and you just feel like such a cunt.
Yeah.
But I'll never chuck it in a tree, though.
No.
I'll never understand that.
I don't get people. I walk mine as much
You've done
wood
the
as I
hard bit.
can, so I haven't got to pick it up because I think, well, there's fucking rabbits and badgers and foxes shitting
No, it's
everywhere.
you.
Dog shitting gonna hurt.
You're
Is it?
that guy. I bet plenty of other people walk up there as well, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Treading in your
Dog
dog
shit,
shit. You're still supposed to pick it up, I
He
think.
goes in the roof. It's all right. He's off the beaten track.
How come? Remember when we were kids, white dog shit was everywhere?
Yeah.
Food apparently, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When they
you
processed the food, we discussed this.
Yes, we did.
Did we?
It used to perish a lot quicker.
Yeah.
The diet was different. There used to be white dog shit everywhere.
They did. No, there isn't.
It's going to be the name of my autobiography.
There used to be white dog shit everywhere.
No, there isn't.
Because they changed the food. The Gaz Vincent story.
So it's a fascinating read.
Oh, I could call it methy light bulbs. Light bulb pipe.
But that chapter's going to be very, very short.
No, I'll go into extreme detail. It's a whole other story when I got back to his house, but anyway, that's for another time. Nothing like that. He didn't rape me. With a light bulb. Still picking pieces of it out now.
Yeah, the problem is it's urethra, not your anus.
Wow. Sorry, Mike.
The
Give
last
us the
back.
last one.
The creator of the modern internet, password rules, the inventor of pop-up ads, and the inventor of endless scrolling have all publicly apologised for their creations.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
So they should.
Twats.
But
Actually,
they apologise from their mansions.
Yeah. They should also be tried at The Hague as criminals against humanity.
Yeah.
And then hung.
Good. Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for listening. I apologise about cocks in today's episode.
They used to by now.
Yeah. Don't drink the Flavour Aid, don't join a cult, and please don't smoke meth from a light bulb.
Unless it's
Are
up.
you on a vape?
Yeah. Don't worry, there's no fucking meth in it.
You kept that quiet so you were puffing on that earlier.
I forgot it was there, to be honest. I've just seen it.
Who's sitting
So
there
stoned
smoking?
down. Yeah. Don't smoke meth out of a light bulb unless the guy who offers it you looks like a friendly sort of, has a nice face, a trustworthy face, and a strong European accent. Just made it all the more interesting. Anyway, I'm saying
Free
goodbye.
Biff Tannen?
I've forgotten my own. I've been Gaz. Good night. Free Biff Tannen.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
Where's your saber?
Always.
Got your saber yet?
They're not invented yet, you dick.
He is all the Jedi.
I'm all the Jedi.
You fucking none of them. You don't even grow your little rat tail.
No. I'm Yoda's little pinky.
Fair enough.
Nice cock.